think.
If you
Just having a fucking blast, aren't you?
Always.
yeah, we is.
All right. So last time on As Above, So Below, you.
I'll stop.
Where'd I put that to
Oh,
rap?
fuck.
You guys woke up the ancient Taras that was sleeping in the caves all along.
Well, shit. Is that what
Roll
the wall
initiative.
religion is? The Tarrasques?
Yeah, we've been scaling down at the butthole this entire time.
Imagine.
Praise the wall.
Right.
Imagine.
Praise.
The wall giveth, the wall taketh away.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Go on,
So
continue.
last time on As Above, So Below, we ended with the party fighting a kobold, finding out that that kobold
Thank you so much.
wasn't just a kobold, because he was a kobold. He was also a child of Osmodius, the shield of Osmodius. And him and Luke kind of went at it. You know? Slugfest, absolutely beating the shit out of each other. And then Luke got planted into the fucking
Right.
ground so hard
Luke got
that Womp laughed.
Yamcha'd. That's what happened.
He was planning a dumbass tree.
Luke got Yamcha. Oh my god. That's an image. But there was a JoJo pose. You dare approach me, sir. And then there was a Yamcha. But here's the thing, like the fight was interrupted as Franz saved Luke from what he perceived as the possibility of death, which is fair.
Actual threat.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
actual
Serafina
threat.
was saying.
He
Yeah,
said
no.
he was gonna kill him and then bring him back. He still was gonna kill him.
Yeah, and that pissed off the Shield a lot until the Shield realized that Fran was so worried about Luke's life that he was like, "How am I supposed to know what you're going to do next?" And that made the Shield laugh. He was like, "So you're telling me I outsmarted you?" And Fran was like, "Sure, you could call it that." And he's like, "I outsmarted Fran.
That's funny.
I outsmarted the bloodline that is the bane of demon existence." You know, that type of thing.
I'm the one
And
who
then
was
he
sensitive
and then he
to women.
offed himself
He sure did.
because he long story short, you guys found out that Osmodius had tricked him into thinking that his mother was dead, and then tied his mother to her shield, where she was used as the essentially a portable revive for her son. And he finally made a decision on his own, and that decision allowed him to become free. As he freed himself, I swear to the fucking gods.
It's just the emphasis you put on come. Become.
Oh my god.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now
Okay.
you made him lose his place.
As the campaign went on, you guys realized that you had fallen into the next layer.
Level 4, baby.
Yeah, of the Cobalt's home. Now-
Luke at like 1 health.
Luke is very much fully healed. He was fully
Yeah.
healed before this all happened because he was healed by the shield of Osmodeus. Now, I will say this. You guys also ended the campaign trying to guess Fran's age.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Let's
sure.
see.
I was
Let's see.
very-
What everyone's guesses were. We had
Da, da,
Ragnar
da, da.
guessing 32. We had Sam guessing 67. Luke guessing 29, and Serafina guessing 100. And
No,
then,
no, no. 45
yeah,
because
and then Luke guessing 45 again.
I was reminded that you were a half elf. So
Yes.
Yes, they forgot Fran was a half elf.
Same.
Which is great. It's nice to know that they don't see color. But moving on, Fran's actual age. Can I get a drum roll, please? Stop,
What?
goddammit! I gave the hand thing. I said stop.
Wait. DM,
Yes.
before you give that out,
Oh no.
Yes.
I have to send you something that is detrimental. Because this could be a
Uh-huh.
problem. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm taking a screenshot and I'm sending it to you now. Please do not
I mean-
reveal it on the screen.
Are we learning this as players or as characters?
I assume as players.
As players, I don't trust y'all not to use it.
Not even me?
Hell no.
What are you talking about?
Blank stare.
Okay, so you're
Okay,
sending it
one second.
directly to me.
Yeah, I'm sending it to
Via
you on
what?
Telegram. Open it on your
Okay,
phone.
give me a sec. Oh, give me a sec. I'm starting Telegram because on my phone I'm currently checking. The closest person was Serafina.
Whoa!
Wow.
Ron is 200 fucking years old.
Jesus Christ!
I am
What is
200 years
that
old.
what is that in human years?
Hi, I'm
In
70.
human years. So here's the thing. Traditionally, half elves only lived about 180.
Which is what I
200
said
at
to.
most.
That's why I was like, are you
Yeah.
doing that?
So elves in this world, they can live thousands of years. Half elves can get 500 to 600 years out of themselves. You know, I like the idea that elves are truly older and continue to stay old and are hard to press to change. Because they live in a society where taking a vacation for 2 days is less than a weekend trip. Like a weekend trip is taking a year or two to fucking do something, and they might forget that happened in 50 years.
We're just not gonna talk about how Papa's still alive because that's a whole different story and a whole other sidetrack.
Well, we did talk about the fact that your dad was the kingdom did some experimentation. The kingdom did some experimentations and stuff. So
Oh, that's right. He sounds like human, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Dad is human.
Yeah.
Daddy
Come
human.
on.
Mama is not.
Yeah.
Mama.
Also, remind me what Papa Feldris' name is again.
Papa
Papa
Feldris'
Feldris?
name.
Yeah.
Oh, their dad is West.
Wes, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, Feldar.
I was like, who's Feldris? You mean Feldar?
Oh, my bad. I'm fucking.
Papa
I was like,
Feldar.
That's
fucking
Serafina's dad.
Feldris.
My bad.
Yeah, I was like, who the?
I meant Feldar. We have too many F
Tell us,
names.
Daddy.
It's not my fucking
yeah,
fault.
his first name is Wes. W-E-S.
So,
I thought you said we.
Like
With that being
West,
said-
root
with that
beer
being
West.
with that being fucking said, Serafina gets a what the fuck was I promised?
Inspiration.
An inspiration added to her list.
Yay! I have 2 inspo now.
All right. So we were going to start with the fact that y'all immediately fell through a fucking hole in the ground.
Everyone else
Question.
was flying.
I had an idea immediately. Oh, I was flying. I'm holding Fron.
Yeah,
I
you
put
turned
Fron
into
down.
a fucking dragon, and also Serafina was able to summon a
I've never
dragon.
felt so beautiful in my life. Being cradled like a princess. I hope this
Yeah,
doesn't
so
awaken
we'll-
something inside me.
So I guess
Serafina's just kind of
we're-
looking over to you.
You were flying, but you landed in order to deal with the Shield of Osmodeus. So you guys
Okay,
actually did
so
land.
I have a really quick question because I thought of this the other day.
Uh-huh.
You said he like ripped his heart out, right?
Yes.
Can I just like take that and put it in my pocket?
I thought it all burned away.
It turned to ash.
He put.
Damn it!
Wait, grab the ash.
Exactly.
Put it in a jar.
I'm grabbing the ash.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
This is. I have never related to a TikTok so bad as to have
Mhm.
the sentimental moment occur, and then hey, so we can
We
Grab
can
it,
rob
right?
him, right?
yeah, like he's dead. He doesn't need it, right?
No, I have an idea. It'll come up later, maybe. I have an idea. I
Oh, I
have
had a
something
list
in
of shit
mind.
that I wanted to do.
So
Yeah,
with
no,
that,
I'm gonna pull out like one of my fucking bajillion potion bottles and just, put some demon dust in there, I guess.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and start with you all finally looking around.
Recuperating.
Yeah. You look around and you notice that you have fallen quite a bit, quite a distance. Looking up, you can just barely make out the shadows of the hole you fell through. This was a few hundred feet easily. The fact that you guys were grabbed and saved basically by flying or being healed after being put through the floor, is probably the only reason y'all survived. And that means that, loosely thinking about it, you are on the next layer.
In the middle of the night.
Yes. And you look around, and there is glowstone here. And you see what looks to be rough shadow outlines of buildings ahead of you. The party has fallen, and there is debris everywhere. There is a building that is not too far from you guys, only about 15, 20 feet away, that looks like it was made of stone bricks and mud and clay, and it's small compared to you guys. Like, it is about, the doorway is about half your height. And as you look around, you realize that that is the same for all of these buildings. You see about 4 buildings in your line of sight before it gets pitch black in front of you. And all 4 of them seem to be built, again, with bricks and stone. And some of them appear to be almost dug out of, like, actual rocks, like, that were shaped and carved, while others are definitely built up. Taking a look at this, it becomes kind of obvious that you might have stumbled upon that living quarters that the Emeralds had talked about, that some of the kobolds had talked about they had fled from. But there doesn't seem to be anyone around. And yes, it is minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes before the shadow overtakes the area. The smoke screen that is magical darkness that kind of fills the area before the creatures that you guys have been fighting to not come across appear. And Gragnar, it's odd to you to see these things. You've never seen a, like, properly built hut or anything, and yet here are buildings that are 2 or 3 stories tall, built into the walls, built into this space that people were living in. There's abandoned carts and food on the floor as if people had fled, dropping it. And we're talking like proper meals, things that were on plates, things that were you had never used when you were in the Underdark. And you know them from being up top, but, like, to see a civilization and to know where you came from and what this was, it feels like a different world, despite supposedly being owned by your own people. What do you do?
Oh, I'm selling my fucking big ass dragon for.
I'm gonna turn to Gragnar really quick too and be like, what the fuck?
I mean, I did mention it in passing, but we had a lot going on.
Are you all okay? Anyone injured?
You're the
I feel
one
like we should be asking
us?
you that. I feel like we should be asking you that. You just got put through the floor.
I think you can walk it off, but I hope
Can
none
I
of that
make a perception
hurt you
check?
guys.
Make sure none of the creepy crawlies is around.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
Hell yeah.
I'm guessing
Brother,
we
hell yeah.
fell into a city.
Yeah, and it's still got like that magic darkness around that you were talking about, and this is also when those weird ass snake things started showing up.
So the fog hasn't hit yet, but you know, based on the time frames y'all have had before, roughly keeping track of it as best you can, that it should be appearing any second now.
Shouldn't
Damn,
we
that was a
take cover
great
then?
roll. That was a real good roll. 3.
You are too enamored by the fact that you have seen what your people are capable of, while also being reminded that they were only capable of it because you were forced to be below it. Or above it, technically. Yeah, but you get the gist. You're just kind of like, huh. So this is what slave labor gets you.
Should we take cover somewhere?
I mean, there's plenty of buildings to duck in. I don't know how useful they're going to be. I also don't. Hold on. I forgot what her name.
Can
Hold
I
on,
do a
forgot her
perception
name.
check to see if there's any safer spot to hide in?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I don't think Lady
Oh.
Tasha's coming down after us though, so this is gonna be an interesting night, I guess.
And she
As you
survived.
say that, you can hear her essentially like rummaging out of from underneath some stones, a golden shield around her body as she crawls out from a place. You see that only about 3 of her kobolds that were riding bullets survived. The other 3 seem to have been either crushed or disappeared.
That's a dirty 20.
Wah, wah.
So you look around, you're specifically looking around for a safe place, is that correct?
Yes, a safe place for us to hide in.
The
Wait,
first
why are we
building-
hiding? I'm sorry.
Darkness,
Magical fog that summons
monsters.
creepy creatures.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing you guys have been very lucky to not deal with. As you look around, you see the closest building is has a giant fucking boulder or 2 through it. It doesn't appear to be functioning in a way that would be like completely closed off. But you do notice that there appears to be, for lack of a better explanation, a rough carpet that was on the floor moved to the side right near the boulder that appears to have like a weird looking shadow to it. In this darkness, it's pretty dark. You would have to go investigate for yourself, but it looks like there's a type of shadow that just feels like more like a hole, I guess. Have you ever been in the dark and you saw what looked like a shadow? It turned out to be just a hole. That's what that looks like.
I'll go over to the rug and then I'll kick it to see if there's anything underneath it.
Okay. So y'all don't need that. Y'all watch as Fran goes into this place and has to like, might I add, creep down underneath it. And why is it got you so underneath this? I don't know. Cancel. I don't fucking know. But you see as Fran is walking into this place, and he has to like crouch down, almost hands and knees in some cases. He walks towards this giant boulder that's currently in the floor. And how do you investigate that space? Again, it's pretty dark in here.
Well, I said I kicked the carpet.
Okay. You kick the carpet out of the way, and part of it goes into that shadow like it's a hole.
Oh.
And you realize that this might have been a basement of some sort that they had carved out of the ground.
I'm going to use dancing lights, and then have a small visibility of light go down there so that I can see where it leads and what it is.
As you conjure dancing lights, you proceed to go and move them down, and you can hear scuttling.
Oh.
And the dancing lights reveal like large glow bugs that had covered themselves or were underground and hiding, and they just scurry out of the space past you, just like, fuck, we can see, like bugs.
Light.
Yeah, like bugs
Fran's
do.
gonna watch all the bugs skitter and just like, oh, oops, sorry.
And they range from like super small to like decent chihuahua size, just being like, and y'all watch as like a bunch of those, like 3 or 4 big ones come out and a bunch of smaller ones.
Oh, great.
And
It's fine.
You do see that there was like stairs carved into this, and that the boulder covers it up to the point that like y'all could fit in there, like Luke could still fit in there to hide,
Hey,
and it might be overlooked.
This might be a good place for us to hunker down. Just saying, Luke, you're gonna have to find some way to crawl your way in here, though. That's all I'm saying.
I'll shimmy.
All right.
I haven't.
No bugs in here, by the way. They
Never mind,
ran
that's
out.
a bad idea.
Can I look for one of the small little glow bugs, by the way?
You see that there is a couple on the walls. They've gone into like the top corners, and they're just lightly illuminating the room. Your dancing light actually outlights them.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to reach up and touch one.
As you go to reach up to touch one, it stops moving.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like natural reflective. If they don't see me, then I'll be fine. You touch it, and it's just got this smooth, very kind of like smooth black outer shell, and
Cute.
it freaks out and it scurries, just absolutely fucking books it, just like nope. Because you did in fact still see it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the dragon that I summoned is still there, just kind of standing
Yes,
there.
it's
Did you
there.
summon a dragon, or
It's
did you turn
I-
into a dragon?
I summoned it apparently.
Yeah.
It is still there, but it is silent.
I'm looking very confused at it, and who are you?
And it just looks at you and tilts its head, and then proceeds to sit. And its form begins to kind of fade ethereally as it kind of pulses a little bit and fades back into existence. How long does that last, by the way?
I think until I dismiss it. Let me. Oh, casting time is 1 action.
So that's how long it takes
So-
to cast it.
Oh, okay, sorry. Up to 1 hour.
Okay. So then,
Concentration.
the fact that you have been kind of distracted and dealing with a lot, and you guys fell. The fact you've still been able to concentrate enough that this thing is still here is there, but your questioning of it kind of breaks your concentration a moment because it clicks. You're like, where did this come from?
And he's
And
like,
Yeah, he kind of fades in and out of existence for about 10 seconds, and then just goes whoosh, and just like
Wait, he
sparkles
leaves?
in the wind. Sparkles in the wind. He doesn't necessarily leave.
That's exactly what I was
Fairly
thinking.
accurate. That is exactly right. You noticed me, and I am gone. Peace.
Bye.
And he just sits there and he doesn't say anything. And it is a white-scaled dragon that's fairly small. Like it's about 2 Lukes tall.
Oh,
And-
I thought it was like a. Hold on, I'm trying to read the thing.
I'm glad I could become a
With the
measuring
size.
unit.
I think it's a
somewhere.
large creature. if I
It's a
remember
large.
correctly.
Yeah, it's a large creature.
Yeah,
that's
humans
about
are
two
medium.
Lukes.
Yeah, humans
That's
are.
about, that's
yeah.
about 2 Lukes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Luke is the absolute max you can be without being a.
Yeah, and large goes up to 16 feet tall. So
Yeah, I
We
think
measure things
drawing
by
I had-
how tall Luke is to how tall Ragnar is at the current time.
I think the drawing I had it at was like either 12 or 15 feet. I don't remember what I put.
it's still
Yeah.
large.
That's still
Hey.
large. Yeah, so and 15 feet would definitely be 2 Lukes tall. Roughly.
So it's still
Roughly.
here or it's gone? I'm confused.
He's gone. He faded in and out for a little bit, and then he kind of turned to like stardust in the wind. Just
I have more questions now, and I'm gonna go find, I guess, wherever Fran was talking about where the.
Over
Please
there.
wait.
Ragnar,
all right. So you
there's cute little glow bugs in here.
Oh, like the ones I ground up.
Oh,
Yeah.
help
I
us
still
deliver
have
them.
Don't grind
Garem-
these up. I like these.
Garem
Garem was the
is-
one that was being held by the dragon, I think, also.
He
Yeah.
just gets dropped.
Garem is like sitting down, holding his head because it's very obvious that you were the priority for comfort, and he just kind of got snatched up. And when because he was carrying you, he got snatched up, and then you were kind of being held onto by both the dragon and them. And then when everything went to shit, he just kind of went. So he's sitting
I'm gonna
currently
go
on
and
the
help
ground.
him up.
And as you help him up, you find that he's kind of fidgeting with something, and you realize that the prosthetic he had for his leg has been damaged.
Oh shit! Can you stand?
I can fix that.
And he sits there and he kind of ties something around to hold the shell of the prosthetic back on. And he stands up, and it seems to be functioning, but he's going to be working with a negative to his move
shit.
distance. He's the only one who really had a rough landing outside of the dead kobolds. As you look around, you also notice, like I said, that there are only 3 cobalt and bullets left. You see the remains of 2 cobalts and maybe a bullet underneath this big black, again, stone that like crushed them on the way down. And then you don't see anything else. You see a random hole where it's very obvious that a bullet like fled after falling, like scared. And then you see your supportive guardians,
Umber Hulks.
the Umber
Did they
Hulks,
make it? Are
and
they okay?
3 of them made it, including the one that you've been talking to, but another one seems to have been crushed by some of the debris here.
Sorry.
Not the debris. Dang it.
But yeah, Thrawn is calling for you guys to hide with him. Seraphina said you're going towards that. Gregnar, you said you were going towards that.
Luke
All
said
right,
you
so-
want shimmy.
I'll help
should we,
Garem
like-
over.
Should we like put the boulder in front of the hole in the wall?
So you guys actually can fit in there, and then you can do what you feel you need to try to cover your tracks.
Oh, covering tracks is like my thing. I got you, buddy. Hang on, I'm gonna. What do you want me to roll for that?
I
Survival.
was just gonna pull the boulder in front of the door.
Yeah, but
I
if they
would-
see our tracks or any footsteps, that's different.
I mean, I could just swish my tail over it, and there's no more tracks.
Then they'll
I'll leave the
see
back.
swish tail marks going towards one area.
What about our troglodyte friend?
Fine.
As you look around, you see that your troglodyte friend is currently pinned.
Whitejaw?
Yeah, Whitejaw is
Whitejaw's
currently
pinned? Never
pinned.
mind. I'm gonna stop doing that shit. I'm gonna go help him.
He's on his back, and he's got a few boulders around him and on top of him,
Ooh.
and he's just kind of laying there quietly, unconscious.
Luke, I need your help.
No one
Yeah.
saved Whitejaw.
Give me a sec, Garem. I'll be right back.
I rolled for it, by the way. He did survive, but like,
Morphe said the rock looked real big, so I'm just gonna cast polymorph on Luke since he's going over to help, and I'm gonna turn him into a giant gorilla. So we can do it
Wow.
real easy.
so Luke, without you knowing why or how, you begin walking over towards the boulder with Fran, and suddenly,
Boulder. Go ahead.
as you're
I
like
thought
5
of the
feet
same
away, you begin to like move towards it to try help. You have gorilla hands, and then you realize you're tall, but you weren't this tall prior. And it clicks because you've been turned. You know of the polymorph spell that Gregnar has used in the past, and you just kind of you know who did this.
He's at least 17 feet tall now.
Fran's gonna like turn to the right and be like, "Ha, Gragnar,
Huh?
warning!
What? I thought you guys needed some help.
We absolutely
big-
needed some help, but a warning
Well,
next time. Jeez, I don't want
well-
to turn my head and see my friend turn into a gorilla. No offense,
It's
Luke. You look
fine.
great.
It's a big-
Wait, he
big
turned
rock.
into a gorilla?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what? I thought he was a dragon. I'm so confused now.
No, I
No,
turned
Luke.
I turned Luke into a
Oh!
giant gorilla.
Anyway, can you lift that part of the rock so I can get him out?
You need to lift
Thanks,
part of it.
buddy.
I think he can lift the whole thing.
So I need you to give me a strength check, Luke.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the stats
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, because I'm like, you need to have those stats. If you're gonna be turning people into random shit, you gotta pull them stats up. So
I
Please
usually
do
have
not
them up. I
splatter him.
forgot. You have 23 for a strength score, by the way.
God
So
damn.
plus 6.
yep.
23.
Oh!
So Luke goes over and he kind of like sticks his hands underneath it. Or better, tell me how you lift it. Tell me how you lift it.
I just lift it
Just-
with my legs.
Do you even lift, bro?
So with his legs, he kind of takes that squat form. And like it's real weird, Fran, for you to see like perfect form for like lifting things.
It's not that weird.
And it's essentially a silverback gorilla. Like he just fucking he spreads his legs, he kind of squats a little bit, shakes his butt as he kind of gets his hands underneath, and then he just kind of lifts it off, and you can see that that Silverjaw or Whitejaw, his leg is kind of fucked up.
I'm pulling Whitejaw out from underneath the rock while Luke lifts the
Yeah.
rock.
It's very obvious that Whitejaw's leg has been kind of crushed underneath this. He's alive, and he's kind of lucky he is. Again, it's a few hundred feet of falling, and he was like the only person who didn't get flying help.
I'm going to drag him towards the safety area that we found.
You begin to drag him, and as you do, again, he was unconscious. He begins to grunt. It's that obvious that like the movement of his leg physically hurts.
Luke, help me pick him up.
Yeah.
This
and
is
it's
real awkward, bud.
Yeah, and as Luke goes to help you, Luke, you wrap your hands around his legs and begin to lift him, and you feel the warmth of blood kind of flowing from his legs.
And Luke Luke starts to sing into his ear, "You'll be in my
Don't stop your crying, it'll be all right.
But it comes out as monkey sounds because he's still a giant gorilla.
I hate it here.
I'm gonna wrap up his leg with the spare clothes that I have in my satchel.
Okay. Does anyone use it as you're wrapping up his leg? You notice that he is kind of bleeding profusely from his leg, and there's a trail of blood. Alrighty, you use healing hands on him. Go ahead and are you focusing directly on his leg or just on his body as a whole? Okay.
His leg.
All right, so you use healing hands. Go ahead and how much HP are you restoring?
Let me see how much healing hands heals. 1 second. Ooh. I have healing word. That'll be just as good.
I was like, wasn't healing hands like a paladin thing?
Yeah, no.
That's what I have, I think.
Horde. 1 second. So it's 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is.
I mean, his legs are kind of fucked. Do we want a healing potion? I have a couple.
Heal him 12 on the leg, but yeah, if he's still bleeding, we can use a potion.
So you use that, and you can see that his leg kind of heals a bit. Like the bleeding stops, but it is still pretty fucked up. A potion might actually be of service.
Gragnar.
I'll hand over one of the greater healing ones. I have more of those.
I appreciate you, buddy. And Fran is going to gently pour it into his mouth, not shove it down his fucking throat like some people we know.
So you guys have dealt with health potions before, and you've also dealt with them when you're fairly badly wounded, but not in the sense of like this. Like you guys have been beaten, you guys have been like pretty fucked up, but you've never seen what happens to somebody whose bones have more or less been shattered, and it's not a great sight. You slowly
Ragnar's seen it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You've seen it. And Gragnar, it crosses your mind to mention that this is probably going to hurt him a lot, but it's a little too late as you kind of do the finger up in the air, like, I was
gonna say, Gragnar was gonna say anything. It's like, whatever, it happened to me. That shit hurt, but whatever.
Yeah, and so you finish.
Wait, we're supposed to be quiet. Oh no!
And Whitejaw begins
to. Hold on, I got something.
Whitejaw begins to, as you figure out what you're doing.
I turn him into a rat.
Nice.
Yeah, you give Whitejaw this potion, and he goes and shrieks. You hear shrieking. Yeah, basically that.
Ron's going to wrap him up in the cloth, like. He's not gonna smother him. He's gonna throw him in there like he's. You know the term "cat in a bag." It's gonna be a rat.
To the hole. Can I get like? I'm just gonna like to the hole. We gotta go. I forgot we're supposed to be quiet.
Fran is going to run into the hole. Luke,
I'm gonna drop
Stop
polymorph
being
on
a
Luke so he
gorilla.
gets me going. Yeah, I'm gonna drop polymorph on Luke. I actually would have dropped when I turned him into a fucking
rat.
whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Can I roll a perception check so we're running into the building?
If you're running into the building, roll perception check with disadvantage because you're distracted by trying running.
7.
You look around and you don't see anything, and then you hear like rubble in the background, and that freaks you out. So like you hear rubble moving, and you don't know where or how it's coming from. It could be completely in your head, it could not be, but you're just like, And as you all begin to scuttle, the kobolds also like, you see that the kobolds actually let their bullets loose, and the bullets run off. They slap them, and they run off almost like horses would and cattle. And they begin to run towards some other buildings that were there. So the bullets are officially gone.
Mm.
And these
Wait.
guys run into a building over here.
We still have the on-kegs.
The Umber Hulks?
Those things. Oh,
Yeah, so these guys, one of the things is like the Umber Hulks were on their way to help you when you like turned him into a mouse and everything. And they legit dig into the walls. One of them like digs underneath a boulder. Another one
Are they scared?
begins to hide. They see you guys running and they're just like, "Oh, okay, you're supposed to hide." Okay. Let's see. Another kobold kind of lets his bullet go. You guys all begin to essentially hide just as the shadows begin to begin. And what was her name?
Tasha.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Tasha.
Rick. Tasha begins to kind of freak out a little bit from like the loud noises, they're all moving the boulders and everything. And she begins to like run towards you guys, like just purely out of fear, self-preservation. Because that little bit that you heard, Gragnar, was definitely in your head because it came from the wrong direction. You realize that, but not before you start seeing the darkness, the like magical mist flow through.
Fine, I'll be nice. You said she's shorter than me?
Oh yeah, by like a good foot or so.
Okay. Man, I hope we get a long rest. I'm burning through fucking spells. I'm gonna burn a 5th level spell to use catapult on her and launch her towards the hole near me.
I am going like as he's doing that. I'm gonna cast silence on the area around us.
Mm-hmm.
As you do that, I'm
gonna catapult her towards us and I don't know, try and catch her so she doesn't fucking fly into the wall and crack her skull open.
Give me a dex save.
Ooh, I'm good at those. I don't know if I get any bonuses being in dragon form.
You got this.
Remember, I said that your physical traits get a +1.
You got this.
So any physical traits automatically get a +1 on top of what you already have.
Okay, cool.
But that does mean if anything was like a -2, it's a -1. That's like
Dex is actually one of my good stats. Maybe we'll see how I feel about that after this roll. 12.
Oh no.
Ron, you watch as Gragnar points and uses catapult, and she's like trying to run closer to the area, and she suddenly flies towards Gragnar, and he catches her, and like there's this look of like, I did good, only the momentum doesn't stop.
Oh no.
And he just kind of goes, and you cast silence, and there's just this like mime-esque play of him going
down the fucking
stairs and then like into a wall, and it's just like a silent movie slapstick.
Wait, does he do the fucking Family Guy pose at the bottom of the stairs?
No, he's like on his ass holding this small kobold as he's just like. And you guys, as you're looking down, Gragnar, you were the last to see as the shadows take this kobold, who was the last one to let his bullet go. And it's just darkness and you just don't see anything for a while. And you can't hear anything either
Because silence.
because silence.
Oh, I could have.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, shit.
I could have twin spelled it. Whoop, so well.
And there is just absolute silence. It's the type of silence where
Actually,
you don't.
with silence, it says for the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through it. So that just means any sound that we make can't come out, but we can hear.
Nope, can't pass through it, meaning you can't hear anything from outside either.
That's how I perceive
Nothing
it
makes
also.
its way. Nothing makes its way in or out. It is. It
Okay.
is a zone of silence. And so
Zone of shh.
Like a sound vacuum.
And so as this occurs, you guys sit there in that darkness. And how long does Zone of Silence run for?
Concentration. So for as long as I can. It says up to 10 minutes though.
Okay. So
and the range is 120 feet. So long as I'm concentrating, I can use it. And it's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Okay. So you're going to make it a 20-foot radius sphere instead of 120. That's fine. And that will encompass this entire like housing space. You cannot see anything. Again, between the magical darkness and being in a basement, you really can't see anything. And traditionally, in the past, you guys have been able to see like 5 feet around you to 10 feet, depending. And you can do that, but it is like abysmally dark in here as well, with very little light. You see a couple of the bugs kind of scurrying past your feet, and then as they go 10 feet away, they just kind of fucking disappear. And then there is something that you do notice. You, from above, see what looks to be 2 eyes.
He didn't close the folder.
And as you look around, you don't hear anything. Again, there's just 2 eyes, and it appears to be reflective, like it can see in the dark, but it's right by the hole, less than a foot away from it. Less than a foot, and it sits there, and it's kind of tilting its head around as if it's come into this zone of silence and it's confused.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of slithers away. And again, there's silence.
And we don't see what it is. You only see
Nope,
eyes.
you don't. You only saw the eyes for a split second, and we'll say about 10 minutes goes by, and then the zone of silence goes off, and then there's just the kind of casual white noise, from your ears.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sound of scuttling. There's no sound of anything. Do you choose to be in this hole until the shadows go by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't see anything. That seems like
You said it's magical darkness, right?
Yes, it's advanced darkness.
Advanced. Yeah, I vote to stay in the hole.
Yep.
Gragnar is definitely being like, I've been here before. And you guys, as the time goes on, again, there's a long periods of silence where a few hours go by, and then around the 4-hour mark, you begin to hear more scuttling. More sounds as things come by, hisses and shrieks, things that don't sound like they breathe right, let alone make the right noises, and they are moving over everything. You can hear what sounds like dozens of these creatures. There's even the sound of what sounds like flapping wings, but it's unbalanced. It's not like a creature that knows how to fly, but rather a creature that's forced to. As then the sounds of those creatures then fade away, you hear a shriek, you hear a yelp, you hear a thud, and then you hear something being dragged away.
Is it the kobold that was outside?
Probably.
A few more hours go by, and there is suddenly light, or at least more of it. You see the bugs that have scurried into this space as well to hide. There's a few of the big ones that now that they see you guys have frozen in place, very obviously more scared of whatever was out there than you being in here with you. And you can finally see outside. Again, the smoke almost reverses as it arrived, being pulled back. And this time you guys realize it's being pulled back towards the direction you are now going.
I assume that's bad.
I want to do an investigation once it's clear.
I'm assuming it off the top of my head, I'm assuming it's going, to the bottom of the hole in the middle of dark, Yvonne. Like back to the bottom.
That would make sense.
Oh, fuck.
I do want to point out that this whole time, Ragnar, you didn't realize it, but this whole time, Tasha has been like latched onto you, just absolutely terrified. And she's showing more terror in this moment than even when like the floor fell from underneath her, than even when she realized that you guys could easily have killed her. There's something about this that is it is traumatic to her. And she's just white knuckle grabbing onto like you.
I'm not gonna say it out loud. I want to be so mean. I want to be so mean. I'm not gonna say it out loud. It's just one of those things where it's like, dang, that's crazy. You can't rich your way out of this problem.
I mean, you say what you want to say.
So mean. I'm not. I'm gonna be not. For once, Ragnar's gonna be nice.
As you all,
I said I wanted to investigate.
yeah.
Mm.
As you all come out, Fran comes out first to look around. If you could roll an investigation for me, Fran.
Let's see. So I got an 8 on the dice, but I get a plus 12 to investigation, so a non-nat 20.
Okay. So, Fran, as you step outside, the first thing you notice is the trail of blood that you had to ignore because you were acting so quickly that came from Whitejaw. It has been followed into the space.
Yep.
Something slithered across it, and you can assume it was the creature you saw
Before, yeah.
And then right outside the door, you see what looks to be more blood from something or someone else. And then that is pulled towards the space that you guys are now heading towards. It's going deeper into the pits of Darakivan.
What about the kobolds that were in the other house?
You see that they have come out to themselves, just kind of like almost holding each other in fear. What else, Fran?
So from that, I do want to take a look to see if any of that blood trails to any of the huts that I saw the kobolds go into, to deduce which one was taken and how many.
It looks like it's right outside your door. Like the kobold might have come out when he wasn't supposed to, trying to like find you guys or find someplace safer. So like as he was getting towards your door, right as like he'd probably waited until like late. Like you said, your 10 minutes were up, and then like hours later you heard scuttling, and then you heard someone yelp before they were grabbed.
Do we
can I
notice
determine how many enemies there were that slithered by?
Oh, you see what this would be a tracking thing, so this would be
while he's doing that? Do we notice how terrified the other kobolds look?
Yeah, they look terrified, but the emerald looks way more so.
I'm gonna turn to the emerald and be like, "Where are?"
And as you do that, Fran, I'm gonna just say that you do notice that it appears to be like a few dozen people came this way, or entities that slithered, crawled, walked on all fours, twos. there's evidence of like claw marks on the walls. Like these things
Fran-
cover.
Yeah, Fran's gonna pull out his sketchbook from earlier, the one that he sketched whenever they got it because of Chef. And
Mhm.
he's gonna walk over to Luke. That way Serafina can do what she's gonna do right now, and then I'm gonna have a conversation with Luke in a second.
Okay. Serafina, you look at her and ask, where are you?
Where are we?
She just latches on to Gragnar. It is very obvious that she is almost nonverbal. She is just kind of like looking around, making sure that there's no one near. And she's not really responding.
Ragnar, do you know where we are?
Do I know where we are? I have that Outlander thingy. No, I've never been this far. No, I wouldn't know. I haven't been this far down.
You've never been this far down.
I've never been this far down, so I don't know.
One of the Umber Hulks walks towards you, and points to the emerald, points to Gragnar, and points to the homes. Almost kind of trying to almost like point out that the location is like them and then the location.
Does the Umber Hulk speak a specific language?
Umber Hulks don't speak a language. I don't think they do.
They were able to talk last session.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they were
were. The
common.
others,
Telepathically, right?
yeah, another Umber Hulk was able to talk telepathically. You guys see
And
the
that
one.
was
Yeah. So you see him trying to talk. He doesn't seem to be able to talk telepathically. The other two Umber Hulks then come out of the walls that they've buried themselves into. One of them is covered in like blood and viscera. Like something came in his hole and he took care of it.
Mm.
That Umber Hulk.
Can I investigate the viscera that's on him?
Sure. As roll an investigation check.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. It's very obvious that something came close to the Umber Hulk. It's all across his face and his hands. So it's very obvious that something came close to where he was and he snatched it up.
Can I not
it.
see, like, any, like, armor plates or anything? Like, whatever might have, like, gotten on him, like, with the viscera that would indicate what it might have been, if that makes sense.
This on him, no. There is a hole that he came from that if you wanted to look through, you could. This Umber Hulk, however, does in fact, like through telepathy, look at you as you look at him, and he goes, "They came too close. Needed them silent."
Who's they?
And he tilts his head, and he kind of points to the hole.
Should I do the white girl thing and look in the hole or not?
That is a fair fucking question, man.
I'm gonna look up to the Umber Hulk and be like, I'm not going over there.
And he just kind of shrugs. He just goes, and then proceeds to walk over to the houses. This their home. And he points to the emerald holding on. Was raided. Everyone dead. Taken or killed.
So, Luke, I have something to talk to you about. And he pulls you away.
What's up?
I'm pretty sure I know exactly what slithered through here. And we've seen it before.
What do you think?
And Fran's gonna pull out the book and show him the drawing from before. This is what we're
Oh
dealing.
yeah.
This could be a problem, however, because just from looking at the ground and looking at the dirt and the amount of footprints, quote unquote, there's at least a dozen of them on patrol.
Oh boy.
And as confident as I am in our abilities to take care of them, a dozen on patrol implies that there is an army's worth more ahead. From this point on, we need to be incredibly careful.
And Luke, you do recall some things from your past lives, general information, concepts, things like that, and you have a flash of a memory, a military unit, mercenaries that you had worked with, real salt of the earth type guys who were just kind of not the nicest, but they only ever sent one or two people off. And then you have a flash of another case where you were working with soldiers who did have like a full-on military base, and they had dozens of soldiers who were on guard because they had hundreds more back at base. The things that flash before you in your memory, you just slowly realize that Fran is spot on. Any group that can afford to send a few dozen people out means that they have way more people to spare than would be comfortable to go up against.
You're absolutely right.
So then
This-
what are we supposed to do? We can't just keep trekking forward and act like we didn't just hear and see what we heard and saw. The only reason I'm asking you is because, well, and this is no offense to the others, I need someone level-headed to talk to at this time. Because right
Wow.
now, they both have their goals. They
Mhm.
both know what they want to do and how they want to get there. However, I'm trying to take into account how everyone else is going to get there with them.
We can't just keep hiding forever.
No. And hiding can only do so much. We just had a close call. We've had several close calls, not that they might be aware of, but several. So, what should we do?
Our options are really limited. I don't
Hmm.
think there really isn't anything else we can. We have to keep going down.
Of course. But from this point on, and I cannot stress this enough. We have to be as cautious as possible. Any step we take has to be essentially counted just to make sure that everything is okay. Because we could be falling into a trap. For all we know, they could have seen us, but if what I'm thinking is correct based on the body that Cook brought to us and then what I saw with the glassy eyes a moment ago, I don't think they can see, considering they've been living in nothing but magical darkness their entire lives. It is entirely possible because they were looking right at us. So it's possible that they're good at hearing, I guess.
Thank God for the silence then.
Hey, no kidding. But I can only do that so much.
Yeah.
And it only lasts for so long.
As
So,
you are talking,
mhm.
there's a very audible
No.
as a particular individual is no longer a mouse.
Oh, died already.
Who the fuck? Oh, my leg.
My leg.
And you hear Garem go, "I got you, buddy. I got you. It's okay."
Haha, twinsies.
Right? I haven't noticed that Garem's leg is busted, by the way. So
I have.
Garem helps him crawl out of the hole, and like Garem just takes his leg and fucking chucks it out there first. As you've seen, like in the whenever like you guys were sitting quiet, it looks like it kind of busted.
I could help fix it because I do have a couple of things I could work with, but I'm not confident. I'm not super confident. Oh, I mean,
mending works on like fabric and sheets and things like that.
Question: what if a combination of mending and blowtorch?
We're talking about Garem's leg, or
yes, it's broken. We're gonna try and fix it. We kind of need all hands on deck in this current scenario. I'm thinking like between me and Fran with mending and blowtorch, like maybe
how bad
we can
is it?
figure something out.
Actually, Diab, the spell repairs a single break repair in an object that you touch, such as broken chain link, or two halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin. So, actually, Diab, I totally could use mending on his leg to repair.
Again, let me define what broken means for this leg that acts as an organic thing because it is a form of engineering. You can fix a broken plate. You can put a key together. You can fix the skin on any fucking sack of flesh to hold water in.
Well, he's flesh.
I swear to fucking gods.
You said I'm using what you said, DM.
And here's the thing. If y'all wanted to take the time with Garem to go ahead and try to fix this, it would take a short rest's worth of time, which you do openly state that you need.
Yeah, as we're gonna lose more time literally having him hobbling behind us because he has one leg.
So are we still like out in like the open?
Yes.
Okay. We should, as we're doing this, I guess we should go back where we're not in the open.
Yeah, it's daytime. We should probably be fine.
You do know that you have about 8 hours before the next shadow appears.
I'm going to walk up to Garem. Sorry, my mom came in here while you were explaining some stuff, but how bad is the leg?
It's pretty busted up. It's pretty obvious that he was kind of dropped unintentionally when he landed. And something in the thigh part of it that would attach to him has snapped. There seems to be some other internal problems. As he threw it up, it's like the shell that wraps around it has busted. There's a few things in there that act as like tendons and things like that.
And it would take a lot of time to fix it.
Like a short rest, you said. So
it
like
would take a short. A short rest can be up to 2 hours, but yes.
It's better than losing more time because he's hobbling behind us.
I'm actually
I'm like literally thinking me and like this is the idea I'm throwing out there is with the mixture of mending and the blowtorch spell that I have, maybe we could fix it.
It is possible.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah, I'm just putting more ideas on the table. So, speak your piece.
I'm gonna walk up to Garem and I'm going to pull out the potion that Sam gave her.
No.
I want Sam to have a husband when she comes back.
You are to use that for your mother. I can get this taken care of.
And waste more time?
I'm fucking sorry. Let me put it this way. I don't want it.
I'm getting deja vu. Fran's gonna walk over to Garem. Listen here, buddy. We both know how stubborn she is, right? And Fran's gonna like point to Serafina. We both know that she's not going to just leave you here.
I'm not going to be left. And he does
And how are you going to walk?
And he does stand up on his one leg. I don't need to be fixed. Let me put it that way. That potion is there to help your mother. I have a leg. It's right here. You guys want to work with me to try to fix it? Fine.
And if we can't?
Then we'll fucking figure out what to do. But I don't need to be fixed.
And I don't want you to die. Because even if we do get this fixed, what happens if it gets broken again?
What happens if someone fucking breaks a leg again? And he points to to Whitejaw, and Whitejaw goes, "Yeah, that sucked, but yeah." And he just, you look, and Whiteclaw's leg is completely scarred, white again, like how troglodyte legs work, and it's not moving as good as it could,
But it's moving.
And you watch as Garem kind of kneels down, grabs the parts of his prosthetic, and begins to kind of hobble almost over to a rock. The rock that's near the front, over here.
I'm just gonna watch him and just... You're lucky I don't shove this down your throat also.
I'm fucking sorry? I don't want to hear that from somebody who has constantly put themselves in danger, constantly put others in danger, and has only recently started realizing the importance of, I don't know, verbiage. And still seems to be picking fights with people because of it. I don't have a leg. I don't have an arm.
I'm
Cool.
sorry
Yeah,
that I'm
I know
trying to
that.
show that I give a shit about you, Garem.
That's not the problem. You think I've never had a broken leg before? Do you think I've never lost a limb before?
Well,
I'm a
no.
general of an army. I was a general of an army.
You've even stated that you feel
Yes.
not whole.
Whole. You're right. I don't. But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to being who I am. And I'm proud, honestly.
Think of it this way also. Even if we do fix everything that's going on,
I don't need fixed.
I'm not saying you need to be fixed, but also, you even said you're getting older as a Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Sam won't have a lot of time with you. And I want her to be able to enjoy time after this.
Let me make this very clear. I appreciate what it means, the idea, the thought of you willing to give that up for me. I will not take it, though. Call it pride. Call it complacency. I'm happy with who I am. I talk with my wife about my limbs. I tinker, find my happiness in modifications and doing silly little things. I can fix this, and with blowtorch and mending, I think we can fix it. Yeah, the tendons are snapped in a couple places, but I can get this done. Plus, they openly told me this thing was fragile. I knew that, and I still came with you all. Why? Because I can. And Fran, we've still got to tinker with this thing and put new metals on it like you promised.
I did promise that, but we haven't had the fucking time.
I know.
Oh, we have the time now. Gimme. And Fran's gonna
Fine,
like take
and
the
she-
mic from you.
Serafina.
Fine, and she just stuffs it back in her pouch.
Serafina,
What?
thank you. But I don't. That has a purpose. And I have my own purpose.
It doesn't seem to have a purpose anymore now that we know that my mom's probably, you know.
We don't know that.
You don't know that. It's presumed. It is a guess. It is an educated guess. And that's partially because, fucking life happens, but and you can see him scratching his head like he's trying to figure out what to say because it's very obvious he was pissed off about how this conversation started. But he also recognizes
Well, she just
that you
walked
didn't-
up and offered it, and then Garem got all offended, but okay.
I mean, let's put it this way: you walk up to a person who is starting to accept their life, and then you turn it upside down. And also, Garem has been very open about the fact that while he doesn't feel whole, he still is getting used to it, and he's kind of proud of the decisions he's made that's led to this point. Garem looks at you and kind of just goes, "I'm okay with who I am. If you want to save your mother, then save your mother. But I will not waste that opportunity."
I don't mean to be insensitive.
Yeah. Here's the leg. And he
Oh, no. No. I also want your arm. Give it. If I'm going to enhance your stuff, I need both. We ain't gonna have you breaking halfway through with half your body. Give it. Give me.
Okay, fine. Fuck
Can
up,
I
Jesus.
help? Can
I
help?
would-
Can I
You
help?
watch as Garem is like trying to have a serious conversation with Serafina as he's like working to take off his arm, and he just fucking shoves it in Fran's face and fucking take it and go.
I'm even gonna look at Fran and be like, do you mind?
Fran's gonna salute with Garem's own arm and be like, thank you, sir. Gragnar, grab your
Yeah,
platinum.
man.
And
I got a silver sword we can also use too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, we also have
Not-
those swords that we found off of those Dragonborn. Shit, where the fuck
No.
are they?
No.
Okay.
and Garem looks
But,
at you and like, Fran's got some fancy shit he wants to try.
I want fancy shit. And it's gonna look
So
beautiful, damn it.
that's great, honey.
Kisses.
Fran's
Uh,
special interest kicked in real hard.
So Fran's gonna reach into his satchel, pull out some goggles, put them on, and be like, Gragnar, get the blood torch ready. Let's go. And he's gonna go into one of the huts with Gragnar.
I married a nerd, and I
will-
love him.
I'm going to ask for y'all to do some rolls for me later.
Oh yeah.
I need Gragnar and you both to roll an intelligence check, a wisdom check, a dex. For me.
I thought I was just gonna be helping out.
While they're taking the time to fix his stuff, can I meditate to talk with Bahamut?
I would say that's a good point to do. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I got to
Okay, good, because I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out with Garem.
All right. And Garem is going to sit there, and so let me go ahead on the screen here. I'm just going to zoom in. And we've got Ragnar and Fran over here.
I thought they were over in one of the huts.
Yeah, they're over here, one of the huts that kind of slightly away. And then
I'm gonna go back into
over here.
That one, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. You watch as she kind of scurries in with you and sits in like a corner, just absolutely terrified. And then you have like Luke here. Garem is sitting on top of that rock, and Whitejaw is just kind of like, "Why was I a mouse?"
No one told him.
Nope.
And the kobolds are kind.
The
kobolds are kind of like sitting here hiding as the Umber Hulks are taking point.
Oh shit! I just remembered. We also wanted Fran to go with us. Shit.
Where?
to talk to Bahamut.
Oh yeah, I'll do that in a moment.
All in
That's
due
fine.
time.
Yeah. We got
We
time.
could
got 8
do
hours.
a very convenient moment when he's done. He just pops out of existence.
That would be fucking hilarious. Yep.
Mhm.
We live.
What rolls we
Nick-
making?
Intelligence, wisdom, and dex. And Garem is going to sit here for a moment, and he's like, I hope to God they don't break it more.
I got an 8 intelligence. I'll just put it in the.
You
Should
know
I
them
use
better.
3
You know them
different
better,
dice?
Garem.
Fran, should I use 3 different dice or roll the same one?
Roll the 3 different dice. Make it spicy.
Fuck it!
Intelligence, dex, and what?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Okay.
Intelligence, dex, wisdom.
Dex.
To be fair, Garem, the leg was already
Woo!
broken.
Yeah?
Yeah,
doesn't
just
have
the
one.
top half. I want you to know
Damn,
that you
I
are
wish
on
we
the
were
other
doing
side of
alchemy
a.
stuff.
You're on the other side of a wall, and you hear this. You say he doesn't have one, and Garem's head just slowly turns.
She's still just meditating.
I wish this was alchemy stuff. It'd be even better. Alright, so intelligence we got 17. 4, you said wisdom?
Yes.
And DM,
19.
I am gonna toss in a little
Toss it.
a little performance in there because I'm gonna put some nice intricate
Ooh.
designs. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Oh, it's gonna be a 25.
He just fucking jizzed on the
Okay.
You know, I gotta make it a little
Ragnar.
spicy. What's the last
Ragnar.
one? Uh-huh.
Ragnar. What was your first roll?
17.
What was that for?
Intelligence.
Okay, and then it was wisdom.
19.
Okay, and then dex.
10.
All right, and Fran, what is your intelligence roll?
18,
What was your wisdom roll?
21,
What was your dex roll?
19.
All right, Greg, I
And
need
my
to roll.
performance was 25.
Ragnar, roll performance for me so that we can we can take the edge off of this prison.
No.
boy.
I got it.
Who's the
I
one with the
got it.
blowtorch?
Yeah, I do have the blowtorch.
And I have a chisel.
Oh, that's cocked. That's cocked. Let me reroll. What was this?
Performance.
Performance.
I am not Yep, I'm not proficient in that.
I don't
but
know why
that
you're having Ragnar
is
roll performance, considering I'm the one
16!
who's doing the design.
All right.
16.
So, with that, the intelligence is a pass automatically. The wisdom is a pass automatically. The dex was cutting it close, but that's a pass. The performance, I made an average of 18 to make it work, but between the 25 and the 16, y'all are golden. And so you're good. You've beat all the fucking really silly.
I
dumb
do
shit.
have something I did want to talk with Fran about. Since
While
we
we're
are
working
by
on it,
us-
absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay,
That's
so
gonna be actively working while you talk. to
yeah,
him.
essentially, yeah, actively working while I have this idea.
My
So-
hand cannon is that Ragnar uses the torch and Fran's just holding his finger, just like.
Pretty much. I imagine as much.
It's like lift your finger up. All right, finger down.
But so I'm just remembering something, a conversation we had with Bahamut back during your wedding.
Yeah.
And I have it. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea. So we and Seraphina were asking him about how our powers work, since he's one of the dragon gods or something like that. So whatever. But we were asking how our powers and shit worked. And his exact words, hold on, I wrote them down. I went back to a previous session and listened exactly what Aaron said. Hold on.
Fred is going to release his hand. Okay, you can flip now.
Aren't you glad I post these on the YouTube so we can go back and watch them?
Seraphina's powers come from her lineage, but Bahamut said my powers comes from the fact that I consumed other people's powers. And I got like that demon dust in my backpack and we kind of just fought like a big ass demon. Like, do you think it's specifically locked to dragons?
Fran is going to stop using your hand as a blowtorch and then like slowly lift up his goggles and look at you. Are you heavily considering snorting demon dust right now?
It's more like I just kind of eat like a handful of it.
That would be incredibly dry. At least mix it with water first. Make it easier to go down.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think?
Well,
It's
does
just
it
because
have
of
to
how
be a
he worded it.
fistful
Said
of
I'm
it?
not. I don't know. He just said it works by consuming other people's powers, and like, the Shield of Asmodeus was pretty fucking powerful, and I technically have like a portion of his remains. It's not that it's not like if it's going to work. It's more like, is it a good idea to do this? And I thought I'd run it by you.
Two things. One, I'm honored that you want to run this by me. Second, I also feel like your judgment is askew because I say do it, but others might not. Only because this is a
I'm already taking the jar out of my bag.
Now, hold on.
Rod is legit. Like, worst case scenario, bro, you just snorted a demon. That's it. Like,
so Rod is going to put his hand on the jar real quick. He's going to be like, but let me finish this project first in case something goes wrong.
That's a good idea. Let's finish and then I'll just take a handful.
Yeah, if something happens and then you go kind of or whatever, I don't want to have to deal with that while I'm working very heavily on the details.
Hold the fuck on. Are y'all considering the consequences of the choices you've made?
Only because the prosthetic, and this was a lot of work.
Yeah.
You rolled real good for it.
This is extremely detailed work. I will have you know, I am putting my whole pussy in this, all right?
Ron flashes back to his black dress, long hair.
He's like, all right, anyway. So yeah, no, you can take that after we're done with this, and then I will record the results.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Give me your finger.
And scene. We then jump over to Garem and Luke.
Do I have anything in my backpack that would make this taste better?
Rod might actually.
Graphite, is that what you said?
So we cut over to Garem and Luke. Garem is sitting there again. His arm is missing. His opposite leg is missing. He is just kind of sitting there as he scratches his stump on his arm and then proceeds to... he's got a dagger in his hand, which, again, this is not something that normally you've seen Luke. Normally he works with swords or like his bare hands. But you watch as he fairly easily finesses with a knife, practicing what appears to be just flipping it between his fingers, carrying it in the hand, and then occasionally throwing it at his feet and pulling it up. And he just seems to be really focused on that, and he's kind of grumbling to himself as he does it. What do you want to say to him as you watch him?
Didn't realize you were handy with a knife too. Is that all the time you spent in the ship?
Knife, gun, sword, machete, crossbow, throwing knives, darts.
Right.
Military trained.
I did hear from the grapevine that you were a, how do you say, royal guard?
Yeah. My job was to protect the queen, and, well, we see how that went. And he just kind of sits there for a second, and he pockets the knife.
King?
I don't need pandering.
Yeah.
I don't need sympathy. Even with 2 missing limbs, I can do what I need to do to survive. Plus, I heard there's a really cool levitation spell with a disc. I could probably tie a chair to it and never have to deal with stairs ever again in my life. And that doesn't sound like a bad trade-off to me, honestly.
Never would have thought to combine both those together.
Yeah, there's plenty of things out there. There's also some stuff that as soon as we overthrow the evil shit lord, we'll definitely be putting into place because, accessibility has become very important to me. And it's kind of shitty that I have to say that it's important to me now because I've never thought about accessibility before outside of the handful of soldiers I've worked with. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap to everyone. The idea that me losing a limb somehow makes me, or 2 limbs, somehow makes me less of a soldier, less of capable of protecting myself, just rubs me the wrong fucking way. And I don't mean to put anyone out. I
don't blame you. It's you're getting used to your lifestyle, getting
it's not even
that all taken away from you is kind of like, what was the whole point?
It's not even about that. There are people out there who don't get access to magic like we got.
Yeah. That's
and
true.
me just whisking it away, it's just feels wrong. Does that make sense?
I get you.
Just dismissing it, and it makes it feel like I can't do what I'm doing just because of a few things here or there. Again, like I can get up, and he stands up on his one leg, and he's like he stands there, and he's like, yeah, I have to hop around and kind of look silly, but like I can still fucking slit someone's throat right now.
That
If
is
anything,
true.
If anything, it's easier. And he sits back down. He's like, no one expects the guy missing limbs to slit your throat.
I can't blame Serafina for trying,
No.
I mean,
no,
after
I
that
don't.
entire argument that we had over dinner, I'm pretty
I
sure
don't-
she's realizing maybe there's other options.
I
So
don't-
I don't think she did it out of sympathy or feeling bad for it. I think
It's
she
about
actually
survival.
wanted to make a choice.
Yeah, no, I don't blame her. And again, Seraphina, you can hear him. He doesn't.
I was gonna say y'all are right outside the door.
Yeah. I don't blame Seraphina for that. I don't. I don't.
She's
think
silently
being
listening.
Mean or anything. It's just saving her mother is her decision. If her mother is truly someone who is not capable of making decisions, it's up to her. This is my decision. This is who I am, and I am proud of it. I lost my limbs fighting a demon to protect the ones I care about. But I wouldn't go back and change that for anything. Sure, the pain was excruciating, and there were plenty of mornings I went to wake up half asleep only to land on my fucking ass. Because you forget. You forget that you don't have a leg or an arm. Forget that your balance is off and you go to step off on something, putting your whole weight on something that doesn't exist, and you remember all too late. But that hasn't happened in like a week. And I'm getting used to the fact that I can be me. I am still Garem. I am still a Dragonborn. I am still me. And I will proceed and grow and become who I need to be. And I won't dismiss who I am. And that's not easy to say. Because I was failing for a while. I was failing Seraphina, I was failing Fran. But I
Mirror.
Sorry.
Looks like my stomach. Sorry.
I'm learning to adapt.
You are not the person I worry about most in our party, Garem, if that helps.
It does.
it, Luke?
It really does. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go check on my leg.
Yeah, I do hear some ominous tinkering over there.
There was a loud buzzing noise for a hot minute, and there's no way they have like tools that function that way. And he stands up and he starts kind of hopping in that direction.
You hear sawing noises.
You hear like a small explosion.
Yeah, he kind of books it.
No,
He
I
looks
love-
like the worry gets to him a bit about it. He's like, you know, I don't want someone to magically fix my leg because it doesn't need fixing. He's like, I don't want someone busting up my leg either. Like,
I
Didn't
love
we,
this
like-
idea that it's gonna be Garem like running into this hut, and it's gonna be like SpongeBob and Patrick in the secret box thing. Or they're just sitting there.
Garem.
How are you making those sounds?
With imagination. And Fran does like some little fairy sparkles.
Did we decide if we were using that silver sword I have so I can?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
we're
No
gonna
question,
say
yeah.
we use the silver sword. I'm gonna get.
I want
it
you to
out
know
of my
that
inventory.
And some of that platinum.
How much?
It's enough that you won't fucking notice.
I do
I
wanna
need
say-
to know so I can write it down.
I do
Oh,
want to
that's
say that
Yeah.
you guys are not artisans by trade. You are not smithies by trade.
Oh
No.
no.
But I am
So
an
this-
artiste.
Yeah.
I
But
painted
it's
on the
gonna-
wall
I
with
have
my fingers
prepared
one
many
time.
things in my lifetime.
I painted
I
something on the
pretended
wall
to
with my
be.
finger one time.
pretending and actually being are two
I
different
pretended
things.
to be a mechanic before and know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because I had to read the book the night before. I had to go and I memorized everything in those books. God damn it!
Ron, I don't want to have to explain the scientific knowledge behind what goes wrong by cramming. But that sounds a lot like cramming in college. I remember just the day
no.
off when it was important.
Nuh-uh. I had to learn it by reading. I had to learn it by reading the fucking books by Thrall, mind you, because those are the only books of artisans that are around.
Oh, that was great. I'm sorry, but no, that was such a real fucking no. I'm just like, you're fucking me.
And Fran doesn't
Oh.
cram, god damn it. He only crams if it's like an hour or two before, but this is a whole ass day before. He would have
Oh.
spent
I was gonna make that a sexual joke. I'm gonna shut up.
You guys do.
I
What
will
I'm trying
cram
to
you
get
later,
to-
Serafina.
What I'm trying to get to is that you will succeed in fixing his leg, and you will succeed in
Yes.
adding things to it. But what I need from you, Fran,
Yeah.
okay, is I need a D20 roll, okay,
Okay.
and I want Gragnar. I want you to do me a favor, Fran. What is your bard level?
My bard level?
Yes,
8.
8. Okay, Gragnar, take a D8.
Oh no.
You're going to roll a D8. Fran, you're going to roll a D20.
Okay.
I'm gonna use one of my metal dice.
Why? What for?
Because we're
Okay,
going
I
to
got a
see
19 on the
how.
dice.
Okay, that's great. Okay, 19. God, you were just fucking slow down. Goddamn.
It's a
You
D8.
told me to roll.
Yes, a D8, please.
Okay, I'm gonna use my metal die and hope it doesn't fuck me.
I believe in you.
What number is that?
If it looks like a 6, it might be a 9.
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
I do not know what a
Uh-huh.
5 looks like.
It's like they use like these weird.
It's a
script
fancy
and, like,
font, probably.
And I'm also blind as fuck. I was like, is that a squiggle? What is that? And I was like, oh, it's 5. I thought it was a
God
3
damn
at
it.
first.
Between the Franz blatant, like, I rolled, what is it? And then Ragnar being like, what's that number? It's like,
Ah, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 squiggle.
Okay, 5 on a
Wish we were
Okay.
over here.
all right, that's gonna be a 24. Okay, Fran, you are able to make it look exactly like you want it to look. You are able to go ahead and add these kind of like nuances to it. But there is a thing about it that is kind of bothering you, is that the weight feels a little off. Again,
No!
you are adding artisanship, but you are not a smith. So you are able to make this piece, but you've added a bunch of platinum and stuff to it, and you've pretty much described to me what it looks like.
Is it like
So
50
it's-
platinum enough to put on to take off out of my money?
should
That
be
sounds
good.
right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So-
Okay, 50 in
platinum.
Let me see if I can find a good example of what it would look like. The way that I have it in my mind is it would have looked exactly the same, but all of the metal pieces that were there before, or I think it was like scarab pieces that were there
Yes,
before.
they were spider and
all of this-
scarab.
Yeah, all of the spider scarab pieces have been removed, and in its place has been put the platinum so that it's sturdier.
And silver.
And yeah, and the silver to hold it all together and everything like that. I
Are
wasn't
we just
trying to add.
bougieifying our party?
Essentially. So, I'm working on Darling, I'm working on each and every one of you, okay?
We also gave Luke those bougie ass
Yeah.
fucking darkness.
Fry already gave me some shit close to
Let's
like
go shower
earlier.
But anyway, essentially, I'm trying to keep the exact same model of how it looked. It's just instead of the scarab pieces, it's all going to be the platinum pieces. And whenever I said that I wanted to make it look nice, I was talking about carving intricate designs into it so that it matches more of the aesthetic of Sam with her hook hand, where she has the intricate designs, carved into the hook. So he was matching exactly that, so that it's more matching to Sam, and it's the same thing on his arm. So he wasn't trying to add on to it. He was literally just removing pieces and replacing them with the same exact looking piece, but with more of a pretty design.
Okay. Okay. So you are capable of doing exactly that, and it takes you about 6 hours. It was because you're doing both limbs instead of just one, which took about 2. So you're doing that, and then on top of that, like you're trying to take your time. You're trying to be accurate about it. So you spend a long rest, an official long rest, like working on this. Garem kind of gives you pointers on the engineering side of it, and he shows up a little bit late, but you guys are also trying to fix parts that were busted, such as the tendons in it, and he gives you pointers on how to do that. And this is when, Fran, you actually realize that like Garem is a good teacher. Like he's actually pretty good at pointing things out and explaining them.
Fran is writing this shit down.
Yeah, and Ragnar, he actually like gives you pointers on like your torch spell, and you're able to, by doing this intricate design, you finally get it down. You spent so much time using torch. It is down. It is an official spell now, and you are able. You are able to not blow up shit every time you fucking use it. You don't have to blow up. There's like, I have a torch. Okay, so you're going to do like intricate work. Burns a hole through the wall. What do you mean?
Only took us 40 sessions.
40 sessions.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't used it as much recently.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to steal anything recently. We've been doing lots of cave-in and underground.
We've been stealing lives instead of material.
Fran, you realize that the notes that you've gotten here will allow you to like make your own prosthetics in the future if necessary and things like that. Like you've basically, Garem took it apart for you guys more so that you could have an understanding how it functions. And you guys did kind of collab a little bit on like an idea on how to improve it that he currently couldn't do because of just needing assistance with certain things. So it's no longer loose around the strap. It will snug to his body damn near perfectly. There is still the idea that when he puts it on, it's a little bit heavier because platinum is a heavy metal. And the scarab was actually fairly light. So like it is something that he's like very
He went from
obviously
light
shifted.
armor to heavy armor.
Yeah. Also, he did make a request that instead of making it look exactly like Sam's work, that you make it look like it is like a form of armor. So you put like these hexagonal shapes across by using the platinum to actually connect them together. So the platinum automatically was shaped like hexagonal.
I'm
so
gonna make them look like scales.
Yeah.
Hex
Scale mail?
scales, hex scales.
It's similar to like scales. Yeah, they look like scales. But you also he also made a request that the tips of his hands and his fingers are silver.
Bet.
And he puts it on, he looks at it, and because the weight you did have to remove the blade that was inside, it was just too heavy for him. It was too awkward. And it actively had him like leaning. But he's able to go ahead and move now that that's been removed. And there's a little leather pocket that y'all didn't realize was there. Yes, dogs. Good. But there is a little leather pouch in there that you didn't know was there, and he kind of goes, "Yeah, those are emergency funds." And you recognize them, Fran, as Seraphina's 100 gold that she gave him that he never spent. He hid them in his arm.
In his arm. I mean, I can't think of a better place to hide them.
Second, the dogs are. Go ahead, RP for a second.
Also, wait a minute. I don't think Fran was there when we met Garem the first time.
He
No, I was
wasn't.
not.
Garem did bring up the fact that you guys.
Oh, that's right.
Also, Frank was telling y'all for a lot longer than you realize.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, Fran told me. I remember now.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Remember when you guys did that thing? And how do you know about the thing? Never mind.
I totally wasn't there from the very beginning whenever I saw Gragnar in that stupid outfit.
How'd you know about the parts you weren't there for?
Well, you see, the thing about being a spy is
you're a spy.
I spy with my little eye.
Something that's not canon.
You don't spy shit. That's what you see.
You watch as Garem attaches his limbs and things like that, and he's happy with it. He likes it. Again, it's very much he's getting used to it. You also see exactly how it reads his movements, and you realize that this item, one of the reasons it's so sensitive is that it has to be stuck to his shoulder super tight, and by moving the muscles around the stump, it allows him to move the arm around fairly easily. That's something that you have to train a very long time to do, and he's been fighting beside you guys with this limb for like less than a few months.
Alright,
We
Fran,
get
you
it.
got something to
Garem's a
drink?
badass.
You got anything to drink that isn't fucking yeah, I'm not fucking drinking fire jelly.
I have water.
I have more of the liquid bug.
That'll work. What do you
Wait,
prefer,
liquid
water or
bug?
liquid bug? Yeah, it was the green beverage that they were
Mhm.
giving
Oh no,
away
fuck
at
no.
the
I'm not drinking that shit. I'm not drinking
water
that
it
shit.
is.
Garem shrugs and like takes a swig of it. It's like, that's good shit.
I just don't like alcohol, after our spider situation.
Fair.
Oh no, this
That's
one
fair.
isn't alcoholic. They gave me the non-alcoholic one too.
Does it taste good?
No.
Is that
Yeah,
when
I'm good.
Is that when you all hallucinated and everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
you still have that.
I mean, it's better than the one I gave them where I mixed in fire jelly and about killed one of them.
So Fran's gonna hand you his water skin and I guess
Okay.
pour
I'm
it
gonna
into
pull
a
out.
whatever cup is nearby.
Now I'm just pulling out that fucking potion bottle, just dump some water in there, swirl it around. Like, well, bottoms up.
Fran's gonna like open your mouth like a trash can. Ah!
Yeah, I'm drinking the fucking demon dust.
Oh my
I
god.
What
don't
is
know if
he-
it's gonna.
Garem looks at you. What is he knocking back right now?
Nothing.
The remains of that demon we just killed.
Why?
Huh?
Curiosity. And silence. And Fran's gonna sit down and start writing.
Ragnar,
something.
make a Constitution save, please.
Ooh,
Just vomit.
I'm kind of good at those. Do I want to use this die? I'm gonna use it. Fuck it. You better be good, bitch. So I'm gonna use my once a day to pass.
It's because you called it a bitch.
Yeah, that's a nat one. No, we're using my once a day. I'm
Ooh.
using my once a day. No, I
Cool.
refuse. I succeed.
So I was not planning this at all. So this is fun.
Hold on, I gotta make a
Ragnar,
roll because I take exhaustion. Fuck. God damn it.
how many levels of exhaustion do you take?
3.
Oh no.
You did critical fail. So you
I mean, I
want to
still
drink-
have some of that goop coffee, so I can,
Yeah. So
Hang
Fran,
on,
I want
can I
you.
bardic inspiration him for that? I don't know.
That would,
I mean,
that would
he already
increase- that would
rolled.
increase his roll, though. You wouldn't want to do that.
Can you remove it?
Yeah, I was not about to roll a nat 1 on that shit. No.
The bardic inspiration would increase his roll on the exhaustion. That would be bad.
Well, you can just use it to do the opposite.
No, this is a built-in thing. So Fran, you watch as he knocks it back, and he goes, "Oh, that doesn't hurt."
And then
now."
the tattoo flares.
Yeah, the tattoo flares on his back, and he's just like, "That's not too." He just fucking falls forward.
Oh my
Thanks.
god.
So let me go. real quick.
Disadvantage on attack rolls
Yeah. Oh,
and saving throws. My speed
gonna,
is
like-
halved, and my
Fran's
speed is halved.
gonna get on his stomach and scooch over to Gragnar, who's face down on the ground, and with his book and his pen out. So, how does
you
it
feeling?
feel?
Do you feel gay or
How many levels of exhaustion are there?
3,
6.
On a
6.
scale of 1 to 6, how are you feeling?
I don't know, DM. How am I feeling?
You
I
finished level 3
succeeded.
exhaustion. You succeeded. You
Mhm.
succeeded. So you just. I'll say this: you got level 2 exhaustion. You don't have level 3 exhaustion. You succeeded, so I'll drop it by a level. It just so happens that was just kind of really shit. No, succeeding is what gives you. Never mind. You have to take the 3 levels. Okay, so yeah, because it's not like you maxed it, but you succeeded. You live. You feel exhausted.
You live! Oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
Fran's gonna start taking his vitals and marking it down. His heart rate is at this many beats per minute. He's still breathing.
And
It
we
looks like
wonder
going to-
why our actions cause.
Have you
These
seen
are
how
my
I played?
consequences.
Have you seen how I have played Gragnar this entire campaign? I got diced in the mincemeat on session 20.
True. Very true.
Ragnar is reckless as fuck. I am genuinely surprised I have lived this long. I remember whenever I did that role, whenever I was fighting what we thought was death at the time, I was prepared to play a new character. And then I actually rolled good. I was like, oh shit!
So what happens?
So,
Mhm.
Gragnar, you are suffering from 3 levels of exhaustion. You are laying there. Your stomach feels a bit all right, but things feel off. And Fran, you notice something. Gragnar is a black cobalt, and he's currently in cobalt form. He has a red stripe down his back.
Ooh.
Fran is going to take notes, start drawing.
There seems to be like little, almost like little plates, sort of like Godzilla, like but really small. On his back. And that's pretty much it. Like that's all you notice at this time.
Fran's like he takes notes, he takes his pulse, and he notates everything that he's feeling in that moment, and then he does a little drawing, and then he shows Ragnar, look how cool your back got.
Let's fucking go! I don't know what that's gonna do, but
I want you to know that you go, let's go fucking go, but your body doesn't move. Your body doesn't move. It's all head, just like, oh, but you're still like fucking laid out.
on the ground.
Like
You've
Scar
done
in the
well,
Hercules
buddy.
movie.
Rest.
You're just there.
Some
Fran's
Pickle
gonna
Rick
pat him on
energy.
the back.
Ragnar, I'm saying this is player knowledge. When you get fully rested, your AC will improve by 1.
Let's go!
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
That's real nice.
I'll have whatever she's having.
I don't think you want that.
Use some of that.
Chat says that y'all's name should be Chaotic Crew.
Considering the exact words the DM said where you lived, I don't think you want what Ragnar's having.
How do you
I
feel?
think I have
You're
the lowest
straight,
AC
you're
in
straight.
the group.
Very gay, big squiggly.
Oh, perfect. Write that down.
I will be right back. I'm gonna go pee.
And,
Reminds me of
Man, it
Sprite
is
Cranberry.
Fucking, I love that video.
That was a
It was
good one.
Crystal Pepsi.
No.
Crystal Pepsi.
Anyway,
Oh,
you are like exhausted. You will need a long rest plus something to get rid of that fucking exhaustion.
I
And
got
you
some
feel
root
it.
coffee. I don't know if that's gonna help.
You are like capable of moving, but you are very kind of slow. Obviously, your speed's been half, so like your reaction time is not great.
Yeah, no.
I would assume you try to roll over into your bag, like just instead of get up. But you know,
Yeah,
do what
pretty
you gotta
much
do.
roll over, just dig into the bag. It's like, nah. I'll drink that after I have it.
He's great. He's fine. Sleep now, little one. Bron's gonna give him like a little kiss on the forehead.
At least you slept inside shelter.
Garem
outside.
literally came over here and was like, I hope they're not fucking up my arm. Are you drinking demon dust?
I feel like that's a reasonable response, though.
Garem is looking at you, Fran, like he wants to blame you. Like,
I
he wants
mean-
to blame me.
I mean, you did kind of encourage him.
He asked me a question. I answered honestly. That's not my fault that he made the decision. He's a full-grown man. He could do his
I'm
own.
a full-grown kobold. Thank you
That's
very much.
right. You're
I
welcome.
make all of my bad decisions on my own volition.
with that, Ragnar is out. Like he has fallen asleep. He is out, and he will
Me.
and he will be awake in like. It's pretty obvious he's going to sleep for a long rest. It's pretty obvious like you are going to be taking a double.
We need a long rest.
Yeah, and you know you guys are like 6-8 hours in, and one of the Umber Hulks comes over to the window, and he just kind of goes, "Shadow time soon."
Oh.
Because every 8 hours,
Mm-hmm.
we spent 6 hours doing this.
Oh, okay.
Wife talk to you. Request now.
Wait, me? Okay.
Bard man.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, look, there's 2 married men here. And Ron just gets up and he walks out.
Only one has wife here.
What? That's fair.
The 2, but
Odd man.
Oh yeah.
Very odd man.
I've been told. More recently, actually.
Old husband, you want to talk? Mine
What?
very loud. Please shut up.
Okay.
What I missed? What'd you miss?
Wait, is
Ragnar is
he-
unconscious. Garem has offered to carry Ragnar to the hole so you can hide if necessary. And it's-
So,
Garem looking good.
Hey, can you
Uh,
help me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
He's pretty fucking heavy for a kobold.
What happened? Is he exhausted from tinkering with you?
What did y'all do now?
I think I'll let Fran tell his wife about that. We can talk in the basement.
Okay. To the basement. Let's
You
go,
act
White
as
Jaw.
if I made the decision.
Just walks right past you and casually shoves Ragnar into the hole, and he's a little bit chunkier than when he was on. He's a little bit chunkier. Let's get in there, you know? But
Long
they're in the
story
basement.
Long story short, Ragnar drank the shield of Osmodeus.
And she's going to. So she's sitting there meditating, and she's just going to slowly open her eyes and look up at Fran. He did what?
Yeah, you know the dust that was left behind? He scooped it up into a bottle, and then he drank it. Like chocolate milk. Yeah, exactly. Luke.
Why?
That's another long story that's probably best told by him. I'm gonna be honest, I was half paying attention because I was so focused on fixing Garem's leg and arm. But something about y'all being dragon gods, and I probably should have paid more attention whenever he asked me the question if he should do it. And I just told him that he should do it, and he was like, bet. And then I gave him some water, and he drank it like chocolate milk.
Question.
Answer.
How did I turn into a mouse?
That is another long story.
Very
Also,
confused.
how are you feeling, White Jaw?
Very confused.
Why don't you go over there and lay down for a bit?
You should rest, buddy.
I wanted so much cheese.
We'll talk about it in the hole, buddy.
Uh-huh.
He does. He goes into the hole. He's just like kind of crawls in
I'm
there on his
gonna-
stomach.
I'm also gonna notice that Tosh is in here and is like, why don't you go with them?
And she kind of goes, oh, okay. Ooh, that's a wall.
Bumps into a wall!
You just knocked the whole fucking hut over.
So you guys now will take the time to commune with a god.
Yes.
So what did you need, darling? It's been eventful. Couple of
It
hours.
has. I want to talk to Bahamut about my mother.
Okay.
And I wanted you to come with me.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm great. It's just been a lot to process the past few hours, but I have so much data that I'm in this this mindset of content, happy, scared, frustrated, weirded out a little bit. But I'm fine.
I've been in that state.
So Tuesday.
Yeah. So how do we do this? I don't commune with gods often.
Well, DM.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think she has to like meditate and then
It was meditating. It was a
meditating
scrying.
and well, that was for the scrying.
Yeah.
I think it was just meditating essentially.
So you read in the book that you were supposed to meditate and try to focus and commune, and that you would have to clear your mind of all things in order to do that.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Something that you are not good at, but Fran is pretty fucking decent at. No
Good
thoughts,
at it.
no thoughts, only wife.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Skype called them.
Morphe,
So-
quick question. What's the fly speed on my dragon form?
30
So I
That
can
was
feet,
write it
30
down.
feet.
All right, 30 feet. All right, cool.
yeah, which is pretty good. Being able to fly
That's
as
my
fast as you
walking
run.
Which
speed.
reminds me.
Aren't we 35?
Yeah. I think you're
Yeah.
35.
Wait, 35. What?
I'm pretty sure.
On walking
Like-
speed.
No, it's
Oh.
30. I'm thinking of something else.
So yes,
I-
and here's the thing: you gotta you said you were gonna look at your book and then try to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you just meditate and think about communing with Bahamut.
Okay. That's it? That seems pretty simple.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, well.
I think, right,
Okay.
DM?
You haven't looked at your book yet.
Wait, I thought you said I did.
No, I said you have to look at your book.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll fucking open the book.
You gotta read the book to know the knowledge.
Pretty sure they read the book before the whole shenanigans.
Yeah,
happened.
because I've done it before.
Yeah.
Yes, the meditating and things like that. But you said you wanted to look at it, see if there was a better way to do it. And
Did
so
I?
you had messaged me asking when you were talking about the dragons and stuff. So
Wait, I don't remember that.
maybe
That's
maybe
okay.
I'm
Look at the book.
Okay.
Yeah, just look at the book. Look at the book.
I'm looking at the book.
Look at the goddamn book.
I don't think you're looking at the book.
I'm looking at the book. What?
Well, are you looking at the book? Is she
Yes,
looking at the book?
I've said 3 times I'm looking at
Look
the
at the
book.
God damn it, demon!
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Literature. Job application. You
So-
look at the book. I need you to do a Arcana check for me.
Arcana. Do I do it with advantage or just straight Arcana?
We will say straight Arcana for now.
That is a 10 plus 5, so 15.
That's nice. That's good. I'm gonna roll a d20. And you beat the roll. It was a 13. All right. So you are sitting there with Fran, and you are meditating. Fran is doing exactly what you asked of them. They are sitting silently, thinking about nothing, clear head, just thinking about Bahamut. And you find yourself reading through the book. As you do, you come across some information that states that a way to focus on Bahamut, a way to gain his attention if necessary, is to also draw his symbol and use that as a focus. This can work with any god. It's whether or not they choose to answer in those regards, or even know that you're knocking. You know, someone might not be home type deal.
I'm going to draw his symbol in, I guess, the dirt on the ground in between me and Fran.
Okay. And as you do, you then close your eyes and you focus on that symbol in front of you. And you really, really, really focus. So much so that it's almost its own problem for a little bit. Again, this is only the second or third time you've actually tried to do this, and you have a tendency to say, try to force things. You're trying to force yourself for a moment, and you do so until you finally open your eyes in frustration, being like, thinking it's not working, only to find yourself in a room of the fireplace. It's dead silent. There is a chair and a table. And it looks like an old cabin. And then over time, the sound begins to flow in. You can hear the crackling of fire. You can hear what sounds like wind outside hitting the walls and windows. And as you look at the window that the sound is hitting, it's almost like snow fades into existence as you look outside. Fran sits there in almost perfect meditation, no thoughts,
Head empty.
none, head empty, and doesn't seem to notice the change around him. What do you do?
Is he there with me or no?
He's there with you.
I'm gonna kind of lightly nudge him. I think we're somewhere not in the hut anymore.
Fran's gonna open his eyes.
And you see all of this. You see the fire crackling with fresh wood. You smell what smells like cinnamon and fall. As you see cinnamon sticks being tossed into the fire by someone sitting in the chair. There's also a simmer pot on over the fire, and you can smell like oranges and apple slices and things like that. You smell what smells like fall.
Does this at all seem familiar to Serafina, or does this seem like not Bahamut?
It's not that it's not familiar. It's just been a very long time since you've had these things here. The smell reminds you of the tavern you used to go to when you were with Adonai.
Okay.
And the room reminds you oddly of a place you vaguely remember as a child, of a place your father used to go when he needed to get away from the kingdom. Again, he's not really built for the type of space. He's a book nerd. He's a guy who reads more than anything. And you see the shelf, the books, just the absolute line of books on the wall near the door. And you recognize just the smell and all of it, and it slowly comes back as a place you've been to as a child. Your dad would take you there. And it seems familiar, but again, it's a distant familiarity. It's long echoes.
Do I see who's in the chair?
You see a white clawed hand throwing the cinnamon sticks into the fire as they crackle and pop. And you hear a mumbling, to say the least. It's like someone who's thinking.
I'm going to lightly hold Fran's hand because she's kind of nervous, and slowly start walking over towards, I guess, the person in the chair.
And
hello?
oh my god!
Oh!
Yeah. Oh my me, oi! And it's an old white dragonborn who is in this chair, and it looks like an older Bahamut. You've seen him before, and he's looked older, but he looks like way older now. And he's just sitting there. He goes, "Whoa,
I'm
Apple
sorry.
oh, sorry, I was focusing on things. Oh, my fucking soul shattered in pieces, and now just shat out my ass. Oi,
Bahamut?
yes. Oh my goodness, you're so young. I mean, ever so old, gets out of his chair shakingly. And you see that he's hunched. Let me
You
guess.
look-
Let me guess. The caves.
Yeah, we're in some kind of cave.
Well, this would be the first time you and I meet. No, second or third. Wedding. wedding goes there. And he
And
walks up and he
before that, I
offers
think.
and he walks up and he offers his hand to Fron.
Uh,
Bahamut.
Fron. And he shakes your hand.
Oh, good. It's good to see you again. Well, again for me. I think again for you, but what's a few millennia?
I've only met you once before. It was at the wedding.
Good. Yes, that's right. And he sits back down in his chair. Forgive me. When you're dead, you're everywhere and nowhere. And then when you start coming back to life, things get real fucky.
I'm sorry. Can we back up a second? When did you die?
Right. Don't worry about that.
I'm worrying about it. What happened?
Well, I mean, war, famine, death,
Because the last time I saw you, you were not
vibing.
like this.
No, I was not. So, fun fact.
Yes.
You're not in the right time for this.
What are you talking about?
Well, you reached out, and I've been busy for a while, and I finally answered, but I answered wrong. I'm sorry about that. Would you like some cookies and tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Ignore the chihuahuas.
I'm having more questions than answers.
That you should get used to that. Fran, she should get used to that.
Fran's like eating a cookie.
He offers you what looks like ginger snaps and some like cider-esque tea. It's got a nice fall flavor to it. Earl Grey mixed with like cinnamon sticks and cloves, things like that.
And she's gonna kind of take them, but still very confused.
Look, just know that gods most of the time function on like a point A to point B. But sometimes we have to jump around. I meant to answer you like 50 years prior, and unfortunately left you on red, I guess is the best way to put it. So I decided to answer, and I was kind of just thinking about you, and think about your family, how nice they've been. And then
My
you were
family.
here. You, Fran.
Oh, that man.
Yeah, nobody else. And he kind of like eyes shift a little bit. It's like, anyway. Yes, no, this is old me. If you'd like, I could hook you up with young me.
Uh,
But I do appreciate the company, though. So
I guess it doesn't
it's
matter.
been yeah. Sorry, yeah. What can I do for you?
It's about my mother.
Yes.
I don't know if she's able to be saved.
Mm.
And I don't know what to do.
What do you want to do?
We have speculation or facts, as Fran put it, that her mind is shattered.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably won't be able to bring her back to how she was.
Well, let me ask you this. When you get old and you start getting things, you go back to the way you were decades prior, and you don't know where you are. What would you want your family to do?
What do you mean?
When you get old and tired and your limbs hurt and suddenly you remember being 20 years younger and you freak out, what would you want your family to do? When you forget who you were, where you're from, and there's someone standing there and they're your family and you don't even remember that, what would you like them to do for you?
That's a loaded question.
I don't mean for it to be, it's just I feel like it's a very direct question. Personally, I would like them to visit more. If they're still alive. To take care of me. To help me. What about you, Fran?
What do you mean?
When you're forgetting your own name, what would you want your family to do with you?
And I wouldn't be able to remember my family?
You might, some days. Other days, you don't remember the color blue. Or that you shat yourself.
Yeah, that's not a life I would like to live.
Okay. And you, Serafina?
I guess I wouldn't want to live that way either. But there was a way. I would like to be brought back, I would think.
Okay. So you find out there's a possibility that you could try to be more. To stop forgetting, to be more than... I guess you would view it as a weight on yourself and others. Would you want to take that chance, at least? To try?
To try finding a way, or...
Try. Whether it's finding a way or not, like you have the opportunity in front of you. You hear that there's a tool or something that could help you sustain yourself longer, be there with your family longer. Would you want to?
I would think so, if it would at least alleviate burdens.
Then what do you want to do for your mother? You have an opportunity, a tool, a possibility. Do you want to give your mother that chance, or do you think she's too far gone?
I want to give her that chance,
There you go.
but I didn't know if you knew if
Well,
there was a guaranteed way.
The world is built on choices. If I tell you a choice, it becomes solid. You can't change that. I don't want to rob you of that opportunity. Does that make sense?
How would that prompt me?
If he gives you another option, you're going to take that. If
No.
you know that there's higher chances.
Well, no, it's time. You've met him.
Oh, yes.
He's fickled until you know him, and then he's stagnant.
What are you getting at?
If I tell you what happens, it will happen. The more knowledge you have about possibilities, I'm from the fucking future, and he kind of raises his hands and waves them. I'm the future me. If I tell you what I think I know, it could become solid. So, for instance, and he walks over and he picks up a cup. It's far enough away that you can't really see. Is this cup full or not?
Yes.
Okay. He turns it upside down, nothing comes out. There's nothing in the cup. But you didn't know that, right?
No.
Okay. But what if I told you that that there was a way that if I looked in the cup and told you what it was, you would never be able to change the fact that the cup was empty. It's very abstract and I'm very tired. Time travel, if you know something is going to happen, you can't change it. But if you don't know, if I don't tell you, you have the chance. It's perception. Can you just trust me on this one?
I do.
It's timey-wimey bullshit. It's way too deep into lore and world building that it's dumb. It's really dumb, but I can't get it out of my head. Just make your choice. If I tell you how this all ends, it has to end that way. But you still have the chance to change it if you don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it, Fran? Or is she just humoring me?
I think it's a little bit of both.
All right, I'll take it. And he kind of scuttles over to you, and he hands you the cup, Seraphina. And it's filled with tea. Make your own choices.
Kinda tea.
Earl Grey with cinnamon and cloves, I told you. It's good shit.
She'll take a sip. Yeah.
It's not the best tea in the world, but it's good tea.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Well, I just have to ask for one favor.
What favor?
Can you sit down and enjoy that tea with me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And she sits down.
There's a couple chairs that were set at a table, and it looks like they really haven't moved very often. You sit down. Fran, what do you do?
Fran is going to walk over to the fire because he likes the smell of the cinnamon roasting. I have a question for you.
Yes.
What can we do to get Seraphina's wings back?
Oh. Ooh. That is me giving you possibilities, not giving you answers. I like that. I like how you phrase that. And he kind of sits down in his chair and he snuggles down into it, kind of, like you see old people do when they're like getting comfortable. He shrinks into this nice, big, fluffy red single seater.
I know
Get
I
better.
gave.
Get better with magic. And also, figure out your mother's history.
I know that she was an ASMR,
Yes.
but
Why do you think your wings were originally feathers and not scales?
because she wasn't a dragonborn before.
Bingo. But she became one of her own regard. You need to find out.
That's kind of why I was asking if there is a way to guarantee that we can bring her back, but
There are no guarantees in life. You roll your die and you live, or you fuck up. I've been around long enough to tell you that.
do you think I could... What was it, the last thing we did, DM, where her and her mother's mind linked? Was that scrying?
Yes.
Would
You
you say
could.
scrying could work again?
Sure, but understand that scrying and reaching into someone's mind is a little bit different. What you did was scrying, technically. Technically. But you were reaching into a place that is thrown apart and shattered. You gotta be careful. Just be careful. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying...
I'm just not sure what my options are because I don't know much about my mother. I never got the chance to.
Give me a moment. And he gets up. Again, it's almost like he doesn't want to get up because he grabs the arm of his chair and he kind of goes, ugh. And he pulls himself up. And he scuttles over to the bookshelf. Again, you recognize this place a bit. Where is it? Where is it? Fran, if I remember correctly, you love stories.
I do.
How do you feel about fairy tales?
It's still a story.
Ah, yes, still a story. What if I told you that some fairy tales were more than just stories?
I'd believe you.
Good man, good man. You chose right when you got this one. And he kind of shuffles over to you and Fran. This is a wonderful story. Fairy tale about a foolish old dragon who met a wonderful, wonderful woman. You get to read it, but just wait till you're back home, okay?
Sure.
Home as in out of here, or home in the kingdom?
You are so much like your father. When you're not here, anywhere but here, I know the story well enough. Also, there's something here that I think might help you, Fran. And he goes over and he grabs another book. This one, well, the first book he gave you looks just like a nursery rhyme book, an old storybook.
What's the title on the fairy tale book?
Lover's Loss.
And he gave that one to Fran, right? Or
He gave
me?
to you.
Oh, okay.
This is something I've had for a long while. I think you would really enjoy it, Fran. And it's something you might want to look into if you survive. And he holds out a pitch black book with red embossed letters on it.
What is this?
It is I wouldn't call it a diary so much as just kind of a forced memory.
From who?
That's the thing. There are 3 stories in there. One is about the fallen son. The other is about the broken father. And the last one is a story from the author. just titled The Faceless. I think you would enjoy the story. You might be able to help that author someday.
Hmm.
Though, I don't know how Chaos would feel about that.
Does it have something to do with chaos?
Thus the reason he might not be appreciative of it. But
Mm-mm.
that poor fucking idiot has been roaming around for a very long time. Collecting stories, but never being able to tell his own. If you get
does
the
sound
chance... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna look up at Fran. Was like, that does kind of sound like you
Me?
a little bit.
I thought you could relate to him at least. Minus the betrayal. And, well, you chose not to betray, which makes you 10 times smarter than him. Let me put it this way. If you ever wonder who convinced Asmodeus to fall, it's a fun read.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Speaking of Osmodeus,
yes.
she's gonna take out her mirror. How can I lock this to where I can only go through it if I want to, or vice versa?
When you pull it out, you hold it off to Bahamut, and he snickers. Yeah, simple little trinket. He really is smart. I'll give the bastard that.
Apparently, it's been a two-way mirror this entire time, but I want to make it to where... How do I word this? I want to lock it, but
I mean,
only...
it has a lock on it.
What?
It has a lock on it.
What do you mean it has a lock on it? She's gonna start looking...
It's just a little switch.
And he goes and he grabs a piece of paper off the table, and he grabs what looks like a little bit of a... It's not tape, but it's like a glue that you would use for tape. And he smears it on the glass, cuts the paper, and he slaps it on the front of the paper, on the front of it. Can't see shit now, can you?
I guess
So
not.
wise in age.
I didn't know if there was a magical solution, but I guess that works too.
Oh, there is.
Been
Of
in your
course,
pocket
there's...
the entire time, so.
Yeah, he only sees shit when you pull it out.
She's gonna stuff it back in her shirt.
Oh, so that's
That's what he's been looking at. No wonder he's so angry and pent up.
Mm.
Anyway. Look. Sure, there's magical answers to a lot of problems, but sometimes elbow grease goes a long way. And if an old buffoony like me is saying that, thank you for the tea. And the time.
It was nice.
and the conversation.
Yes, the conversation is nice. Very nice. Fra, can I ask you something in private?
Oh, sure.
Serafina, if you could stop thinking about me for 2 seconds and go back home, please.
Okay,
You just gotta go out that door. He'll be right behind.
you promise?
I promise. He holds up his hand, one finger across his thumb. Scout's honor.
She's gonna look at Fran for a second and then start walking out the door.
I'll be right behind you.
Okay.
You go, you open the door. And despite the fact that you see snow outside, it doesn't feel cold. And you walk outside and find yourself standing in front of the symbol of Bahamut. Fran not there with you. Fran,
Yes.
let Gragnar do it.
Do what?
What he wanted to do. Back him the entire way.
In Darakivan?
With becoming a god.
Oh. And just out of curiosity, why do you support it?
Because I lied to Serafina. I could have told her exactly what to do, but it wouldn't have given you the best future. There are multiple paths you can follow, and they all exist simultaneously, Fran. There's a world where you fail and become Osmodius. There's a world where you and Serafina murder everyone together. There's a world where your daughter is still your daughter. You remember her just barely in the back of your mind. There's a world where everything dies, and there's a world where everything lives. Ask
So why are you telling me
Garem,
this?
because you're the one that will kill first. To protect everything and anything, despite how emotional she is, you with cold and calculated hands would slit the throat of anyone if it meant protecting her. Because no matter what people say, Fran, you're not a hero. You are a husband. You are a father. And believe me when I say I understand that that means sometimes you're a killer. Does that make sense, Fran?
Unfortunately, yes.
Let me say this, there's nothing wrong with that, not in the least. Again, I am a god. And gods are fickle, and we kill and we destroy en masse when we feel we have been wronged, just like mortals do. But you need to let him make this choice. Get him to do it. Because most of those worlds I've seen, Fran, you don't make it. You get swallowed up. And then you and him become one. And believe me, Asmodeus was a problem before, but you are far more clever than even him, some days. You're also snarky. Believe me, I hated the fact that he had way better jokes than me some days. Find the storyteller. The faceless one. If you can help him in the next 5 years, he can help you. You'd want to find the person to first kill a god, wouldn't you?
So I take it you know about what I have.
Oh, yes. It was his face used to make the sheath. I know, Fran, because this is 50 years in the future. And y'all fell into a timeline where I'm very lonely.
What happened?
This is a world where Asmodeus died. And you took his place, becoming the god of devils and death. And unlike Asmodeus, you did not fail millennia after millennia to do what you wanted to do. You succeeded. Because in killing Asmodeus, you lost your bride. And your friends. And you blamed us. To a point, I think rightfully so at this point, but I didn't jump because she came to me. I jumped because I saw your face. You're still a good father and a good husband, Fraud. I could never call you an evil man. After all you did what Chaos did when he lost his bride. You sundered the world. But you are a good man. That I know, and I know it will never change. I know it sounds contradictory, but I know that you're a good man. This is one world. Not the world. You understand that, Fron?
I do.
Infinite possibilities. You just so happen to fall into the cracks of a really fucked up one. But I got to see my great-granddaughter again. Thank you for that. More than great, but you understand. If I added all the suffixes, we'd be here for 20 years. There's nothing out there, Fran, outside that door. Couple pocket worlds where the gods are tuckered down and hiding. But there's nothing out there here. Talk to Garem. Tell him you remember the worlds. Play along until he gives up, and then just trust him. He's gone through quite a bit just like you. And Bahamut leans forward and hugs you. A deep hug. A hug of someone you would consider family, not just a friend. Someone that you haven't seen in a very long time, and you just can't not hold them. Now go home to your bride and get me some grandkids. Not dreams, not goddesses, not weird, bubbly things. That was a fucked up world, man. That was a fucked up world. Get me some 110% flesh children. Cannot explain how weird the horse was. Do not do that.
Huh?
Multiverses, Fran. Multiverses. Go.
Okay.
Now go home and hold your wife.
Wait. You made it weird. And Front's gonna walk out.
Goodbye, Fran.
Bye.
You walk out the door. And you find yourself back standing in front of your bride. But we're not going to end there. we're going to end with Bahamut. Old, alone. Or so you thought. Do you think they're going to do it right this time? And a familiar voice of your daughter as a grown woman. I hope so. Please, when you consume this world, he turns to her, leave nothing behind. Of course, grandfather. Good girl. And the world that was a failure is consumed. Never to ever exist. Sure, there are other chances, other worlds, other possibilities, but one where everyone dies. One of those is gone.
Do we still remember?
You still remember. You were not there when that world was consumed, but you'll never see that Bahamut again.
So, how did it go?
Pretty decent, actually. He makes a hell of a cider rather than a tea. Those cookies, I know you said they were okay, but I thought they were fucking delicious. And yeah, I mean, we talked about Gragnar. That's about it.
Why did you talk about Ragnar?
I feel like that's more of a when Gragnar comes to talk about it kind of thing. It's not really my place to talk about it for him.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right.
It's gonna be really cool though, because my best friend is going to essentially be a god, and then Fran's gonna walk away.
He's what?
And see, that is the session. Because it's already
Hey.
11:20.
Yeah.
Well,
Yay.
Good session. Lots of details.
Okay, go ahead and
The
write down my new
details.
armor
Details.
class. So what happened if I actually, stuck with that one?
you were gonna lose a plus. You were gonna lose a +1 to your AC.
Your scales drop off.
Start shedding.
You start to shed. We have
Bro,
to get Q-tips to help you shed.
Legit ends up naked like Mr. Krabs in the one
Yeah.
episode.
Where the Molly molts.
That would have been awful.
Forever a menace, Beck. Yeah, I mean, I do what I want.
That went
All
so
right.
much better than I thought it was going to do.
Yeah. And you're gonna, well, hopefully you're gonna be a god, Gwagnar. I'm gonna have a god best friend.
Freaking my friend Bard in TikTok chat is like, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?"
Art thou feeling
I'm
it
feeling
now,
it now,
Mr.
Mr.
Krabs?
Krabs. Oh,
What
my
did y'all think
God.
of this session?
Oh, hell yeah.
It was great.
Absolutely.
It was
Lots
good.
of information.
Mhm.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed it, because like this is obviously the kind of silence before the storm when you guys actually go in.
Mhm.
But I wanted you guys to be able to enjoy this session. I also I know you were going to talk to Bahamut, so I had notes specifically made. And I wanted to give y'all the opportunity to not just talk to Bahamut, but get an idea of the future that y'all are working against and succeeding to do so. Because y'all are working hard. Y'all are actually working really hard to save the world. So of course I can keep showing you doom and gloom, and I like the idea of the realism of yes, there are still failed worlds. But I also like the idea of the hope that comes from those worlds are not set in stone. You have opportunities. We're trying our best.
Mhm.
I think it's funny how that idea with the demon shit. I thought of that when I was at work
Oh, yeah.
Just randomly came to me. I was just like, wait a second. Didn't Bahamut say some shit about like my powers working like that? I had to like go back, pull up the whole ass session, like scroll back to the book and remember exactly what Aaron said.
Demon literally said, "Zoom in." Zoom in again.
Enhance!
And then I got a message from Demon who was just like, hey, yo, I'm gonna run something by Fran real quick because Ragnar trusts him and shit. He's like, do you want me to tell you now or do you want to be surprised by it? And I'm like, the player in me really wants to know what you're talking about. But
Wait till session.
I was like, but the in character in me is like, I mean, I could wait and get a live reaction.
It was like, look, I got see, I'm gonna eat a demon, you know.
And he's like, okay, open wide. Fran is that that Fred will tell you that will give you all the bad ideas, but you make them sound like they're good ideas. So he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, man, become a demon or some shit. I don't know.
And you can't tell Gragnar that because Gragnar's just gonna do it.
Yeah, no, the moment that Fran was like, well, I mean, technically it wouldn't be a bad idea, immediately pulling out the I was expecting you to like eat the jar, honestly. Crunch.
I will fully admit to not expecting you to be like, I want to eat demon dust, and I was like, huh?
I was just like, he was real strong. I'm like, maybe we'll get something out of it. He said I get powers from eating other people's powers. So I was like,
I want you to know this is one of those things where as a DM, I had to sit there and I go, I did say that. It wasn't the intent of my words.
It's one of those things where like Fran was just like, are you gonna eat it? Because that would suck to eat just like straight up dust. Like, are you gonna snort it up your nose?
I love when he turned to him. He's like, are you seriously going to snort demon dust?
See, the thing that makes it funnier is just like, that might not have been your intention, but this is Gragnar we're talking about. Gragnar took that literally.
Yeah, Gragnar is just smart enough to do dumb things.
I just picture
There we
Stitch
go.
from Lilo and Stitch, but whenever he's inside the jar and they're like interrogate him, but he's like licking the jar, except imagine there was dust in there and he was just eating it up.
Oh, God.
Because like the way I just imagine, Bahamut's like, you know, chilling, has his hot tea, just watches on the TV. Let's see what those dummies are doing. It's like, so Bahamut said this thing. He's like, yeah, I said that, but it was more of a metaphor. He's like, so I'm gonna eat this demon dust. He's like, what? No! That's not what I meant at all!
Honestly, I half wanted to be like that, but I'm like, no.
Demon Dorito dust.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. When I said that, and I'll tell you this because like now obviously we've changed what it means, but it meant the fucking dragon body parts. God damn it! You've only been thinking.
It's just because the way he worded it, he didn't say dragon, which is why I was curious.
Yeah, you did not say dragon parts, but technically he's still eating body parts because the ashes.
Ragnar DLC confirmed.
They did disguise as a dragonborn. Or
They did.
He didn't. Okay, let me clarify. He did not disguise as a kobold. He was a kobold originally. His mother was a kobold.
He still technically was.
Yeah, he's
So
a
he technically
kobold.
was. So okay, so it's either
demon.
Yeah.
Or
His
devil,
dad
one
was
of those.
Osmodeus. Osmodeus is not picky
Is a
about
devil.
types. Let's be real. Yeah, he was a devil.
I
And
mean,
he was
one of his
actually-
domains is lust, so we know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I drew him like a slut
Maybe-
for a reason.
You ate his
Hey,
son like a
Seraphina,
cricket.
maybe that's why that one hand is really good at what it does. You know what I mean?
Like the leftovers of a Nature Valley bar.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
So anyway,
Seraphina still had some questions, but then she got kicked out.
Now I got a little racing stripe. Let's go.
Yeah.
that means you're
Well, you know,
faster.
you got a racing stripe and a tramp stamp. Like,
Can we talk about? I want at some point a little kid to have like a little wooden car and just go up Ragnar's back.
Just
You know
fucking
what?
red
No,
stripe
I'm
down my
gonna-
back, and I got my scales are all thick now. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put it into the universe. Lynette did that in a past life, where she just like put a race car on track and was like,
Like
I
the
guess,
fucking
like,
Stitch
fed the
scene.
car to Gragnar.
DM, do you want to send me the details of whatever story that Bahamut gave her, or is that another session thing?
That is something you will have to sit down and like will actually be told because it's a short story.
It's a good thing I live with the DM. Let's go.
I will say, babe, what is Schaefer's song about the angel?
Every fallen feather.
Is it that?
Listen to the song "Every Fallen Feather," and that will give you an idea.
Ooh, okay.
It's
Okay,
a great song.
but make the guy a dragonborn who just maybe ends up as a god later.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Beck, you'll have to send me that song.
Oh, bet I got you.
Wait a
It's a Schaefer
second.
song, so you know I got it.
It's
You know
always
I
good
got
if
that
it's
thing.
Schaefer.
Of course.
And then for Fran's story, those are a lot more in depth. So
I'm just really glad we got to get a long rest. I used so
Yeah, I
many-
was scared that we were not going to get that. And I was like,
I used so many spell slots during that fucking foolishness because I was like, oh my god, fine, I'll help her because you kind of need her. I don't want her to die.
Oh shit, I forgot to.
Mm.
I had more questions for Bahamut, and then she got kicked out, but.
Wah, wah. You can ask him another time. He's fine.
Yeah,
Well, she
it's a
was
different
more-
one.
All the time.
Because she was gonna ask him about the fucking dragon that she summoned, but for like RP flavor, but.
there was a lot going on. There was a lot
I
going
think it's
on.
funny that once again the two sorcerers who are also both child of dragons both have a summon. I just haven't used mine yet.
It's very true. It's very true. You haven't used your summon yet.
Yep, I haven't had a chance to use it. We haven't had anything where it's like, this would be super useful right now. It'll probably come out in the fucking next session. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's see, when's next session?
2 weeks from now.
21st.
24th?
Hell yeah. 24th.
No, 21st.
24th.
24th. I can't wait. This shit's gonna.
Hey, Beck,
Is this
What?
plan gonna?
what size shirt do you wear?
What size shirt do I wear?
Yes.
It depends if I want it to be baggy or not. I guess like a double XL. Hang on, let me see what my favorite shirt is. By the way, my favorite shirt is a shirt that Lustria got me for my birthday. It's that possum shirt. I fucking
The
love that
possum.
shirt. It's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
I need that shirt soon. Shirt size soon.
You
Okay,
just
I think it was a
Yeah.
double X.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds
All
about
right.
right.
Thank you. Now never ask about it ever again.
Okay.
You saying that just reminded me of this awful meme I made.
I'm gonna ask
Eh.
again.
Haha.
Hee hee ha ha.
All right. So, with you posting that meme, give me just like I'll pull it up.
Oh my god.
I want to put that on a shirt.
Definitely not
so
stolen.
bad. I want to put it on a shirt so bad, but I'm
It'll
brown, so
gotten
I can't
good.
do that. I'm brown, so I can't put that on a shirt and wear it.
Oh.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I don't think I want those problems.
I
I'm
wanna-
good.
I want to make a shirt specifically that has like the that stupid text that people put over like dumb shirts, like the possum shirt.
Oh,
But I want to do that with one
The
of
word
my,
art?
like, yeah, the word art. I want to
No!
I want to do
I'll
that, but
think
with my
about it.
shrimp, my shrimp deck.
Oh my god.
I
I'll
want.
do it.
So I came up with a shirt idea. I need to work through it, but it's called "Cute Goat,"
Oh.
and it's
Oh.
a pentagram goat that's like slightly like cartoony.
I
And
love
I
it.
want it to be like a brand. So like a cute goat on a t-shirt, cute goat on the tag type thing. I really like it because I've come up with a couple of t-shirt designs and stuff I like the basic not basic witch, that's a pin. It was another thing that was like using the witch God, fuck. I forget what it was. I've got it written down somewhere.
Cherry.
I have to pee so fucking bad.
Yeah, it's time to call it. I was tagging you in it, but Serafina,
Oh.
send me the card with everyone's stuff on it.
Okay,
Yep.
give me a sec.
And so
I have to find it. There it is.
Oh, you know
Now,
what?
now, quicker, faster! Yeah, we're sorry.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. For those of y'all who did, if you want to follow us, there is now a quick link that you can go to. That's the as above so below. I'm sorry, aasbttrpg.card.co. If you go there, you can find all of our links to all of our channels and go follow us on our various stuffs. If you want to support any of our channels, I definitely recommend hitting that subscribe button on
Do
our
it.
YouTube channel.
Do it
just saying,
now.
it's pretty
Right
neat.
there, right there.
It's
Hit the
Also,
button, Miss
thank you
Paul.
everyone from TikTok that came to the YouTubes and followed. I guess because we're
Yeah,
over like
thank
200
you.
now.
Let's go.
also,
yeah.
quick shout out to Bard for sticking with us through this whole thing.
Yeah.
How you doing, mate? I appreciate you. Also, shout out to everyone else who stopped by because I saw a few folks who could only be in for a few minutes, and I appreciate that, especially considering this is my first like D&D stream in a long time. My first D&D stream on TikTok.
Yeah.
It
and
looks
I'll
great,
be
by the way.
yeah, I'll be looking to improve it and stuff. But Bard, it was good seeing you. Bard was my first subscriber back when I was doing community work.
Oh,
Really?
Nice.
That's
And-
awesome.
And Bard is also a close friend of mine because we ended up hanging out and stuff before that and after that.
Nice,
Uh,
nice.
And yeah,
Dang,
so
Yuki,
much
you
love.
look great.
Miss you guys. I'm back on that shit with TikTok, obviously.
Let's go.
I'll be trying to do some morning streams, afternoon streams. I'll come up with a schedule in a week or two, but I can't make any promises. So
Hell yeah.
Promise.
no. Fuck off.
But next
Until
session
next
is
time,
on
yeah.
the 21st for anyone that wants to.
Yeah.
Pop in.
I appreciate it, Bard, but you don't have to. I will say that. I know that everyone's got their life going on, and I do appreciate though.
We just do this because we like it.
Yeah.
It's fun this way.
shit phone.
But
This shit phone. I'm ready
I'm
to
gonna
turn
go
into
ahead
a
and pop
dragon
off
again.
on stream. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank y'all for
Good
tuning in and
night.
support. We really appreciate it. We will see y'all next time. Bye.